I do want to give a shout out to everybody that has tuned in to this podcast over the last 200 episodes, 4 years. People that didn't have shit to listen to in the pandemic that started with us and is still here. We don't take this shit for granted, man. We live a lucky life, believe it or not. To be able to do this for a living.
Definitely.
Being able to listen to this music. I got to go home and edit the Drake. Like, it is truly a blessing. And we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for y'all.
Yo, it's the MalloryBrosPodcast, episode 200.
Yes, sir.
It's a celebration, man. Shout out to everybody who's been here since episode 1, episode 10, 50, 100.
Yes.
If you've been here riding with us, or if you just joined, it's a special occasion for us. It's episode 200. That makes 200 straight weeks. Not straight. We had, I think, maybe 1 or 2 weeks we took off. But did y'all hear that? 1 or 2 weeks.
Not yet.
We haven't taken more than, I think, 2 weeks off, 2 podcasts off.
Nah.
Even I had the week with Terrell was just sitting here. I mean, he wasn't here. Where was you at?
I was in DR.
Yeah. Did the whole podcast on this choppy Boost mobile service.
Uh-huh. Watch them out. They still getting it together down there.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it sounds like I'm dissing them.
But no, 100%.
That was your bummy phone.
You know, it 100% was. And my LT service.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got some service down here a little bit. But we had a crazy last 100 weeks in terms of the last 100 weeks of podcasting, because for us, we went from dropping on every Friday. So sorry for the Patreon videos and the YouTube videos that still say, what does it say? Listen every Friday.
Yep.
I'm trying to go back and clean them joints up. But it's been a wild ride this past 100 weeks. We went from dropping on Fridays to dropping on Tuesdays to it's just kind of surreal to think about. We was just watching the Century Boys episode 100.
Yeah.
And it is crazy to think, like, a lot of people do podcasts 2 a week, sometimes 3 a week, 4 a week. So there's a lot of people that have a lot more episodes out than we do. But we started this podcast in the heart of the pandemic when everybody was on lockdown, and now for it to be 4 years later?
4 years.
It don't really feel like it, and the episodes don't show the longevity that has gone into the getting to 200.
Like we literally started putting a visual podcast on Patreon first. At first, do y'all know that the very first content that we ever put on Patreon was the visual podcast?
Yeah.
It was just that. And then we did the podcast on Patreon and the videos was just on YouTube. But when we made the transition to YouTube, I forget what episode that was. That'd be a good little whatever to know. But I know we ended up leaving the YouTube reaction channel and creating our own MalloryBrosPodcast channel, this channel right here.
Yeah.
We did that at 136. And from 136 all the way to here, the first video on this page that you're watching right now is podcast 136. Still at that old apartment.
Damn, yeah.
For us to be at episode 200 from there, different place, different space.
Different vibe, better cameras, better lights.
And I think that's the goal, just to keep elevating it. Even we don't really worry about the subscribing number. I don't feel like me and Terrell do what we can to get more subs.
Hey, we play the social game. We do the social media clip based stuff. We want to do more collabs. But we definitely just let it be what it is. It's very organic.
Yeah. 200 episodes. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to you.
I'm proud of you. I can't believe that we haven't had any guest or any change with our podcast in 200 episodes. Not that that's a plus. Some of you might have said, y'all needed to, y'all should have. And we thinking about it, but for us to keep doing this for 200 straight weeks, it's some of y'all who started podcasts. There's a lot of podcasts that I watch that don't reach 200 episodes. So I look at it as a milestone.
100%, let alone 200 weeks or 4 years of work. You know what I'm saying?
Let alone not stopping doing the other shit we were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah.
We didn't start our podcast and say, okay, fuck this shit we used to do. We gonna focus all on the podcast. We done managed to do both of them. You gotta keep it a stack.
Yeah, 100%. And then a lot of people don't know. We don't have a podcast deal. We don't got no backing. Y'all didn't see a bunch of ads and stuff.
Nah, never had an ad on the podcast in 200 episodes.
200 episodes. The only thing we really, we did a MyBookie ad before.
MyBookie? Man, y'all can't even find that shit.
That's before you started your sports betting journey. You remember the MyBookie ad?
Terrell, see, y'all know how I'm thinking? Because I don't even remember that shit. That's some shit Terrell said. Hold up, T. I got to do this real quick. I got to
say this and put it at the beginning. Yeah, for sure.
It was only on the audio joint, though, right?
That was when we just had audio, yeah.
Okay,
so.
Yeah.
But we haven't had no ads over the last, whatever. And the only money we really get from the podcast is the little bit that you get from YouTube. But y'all see, we ain't really got the craziest amount of subscribers, so it's really not much. But the podcast drives so much engagement, and it keeps us visual.
Mm-hmm.
So over the last 4 years, no matter what, no matter how the money situation showed up, we still showed up on them Fridays.
Nah, for sure. And
which
now
I think
it's
is
Tuesday.
Dope. That's why I'm so proud of it, because it's like, we could easily say, oh, we not getting no money out of this podcast and shit. We not going to get a deal. Fuck it. We about to stop this shit. But we know how much it means to
We definitely thought about that. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
We definitely were very close
that.
to saying, y'all, this about to be the last episode. Y'all would have been sick.
It would have been sick.
Y'all think about that. If you listen to this right now, we were Terrell was the driver of that.
Yeah.
Very close to it, and then Terrell, and then what?
Terrance said, nah, bruh. He said, Terrell, we need ya. Podcast saved ya. Trying to be the best podcaster in history. But
I told him, I said, yo.
He definitely reeled me back into how important it was to people. And honestly, we said we couldn't take this away without replacing it with something first, and then it going away would be a given.
Nah, yeah.
Like, people start to get, you'll get the gist that, then he probably not going to do this because he getting ready to do this now. We already done started this. You know how some people made the switch to Twitch, some people made the switch to whatever.
Yeah.
But
the best example I always give Terrell is if y'all going to serve chicken tenders and fries and you want to add something other than fries, you can't just serve chicken tenders and mashed potatoes. You about to have everybody coming in saying, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Just give me the tenders. This is bullshit. You got to put the fries and the mashed potatoes out there and let people say, you know what?
I think I'll do mashed potatoes.
I'm going to do the mashed potatoes instead of the fries. Then when you take the fries, they say, okay.
100%.
But anyway, do you want to do a week recap? Y'all know what our week has been. Y'all have been the majority of our week.
Y'all have been the majority of this weekend recap. This rap beef shit, can we be honest?
Right.
About how exhausting and non-stopping this weekend has been. We had a little Cinco de Mayo taco night.
How about that?
That was awesome. The whole family got together.
And let me say real quick, me and A-Train not favorite, but like a special holiday for me and A-Train is Cinco de Mayo. One of the first ones we could have, and I get how y'all feel about it, but great time of the year. Last year we had a great time. It was when she first came to D.C.
Yeah.
We went to the Harbor Monument, National Black History Museum. So that was great back then. And then I was smashed at the Mexican restaurant. So this year we went to another Mexican spot for Cinco de Mayo. Shit was lit. I had a good Cinco de Mayo. The family night.
Yeah, the family night.
I don't know what
dope.
people think about Cinco de Mayo or what the vibe is.
No. People like black folks. We go a little.
I'm about to say we was singing.
We just honestly thought, you know what? Let's just do a taco night since it's Cinco de Mayo weekend, and we understand if that's like a little bit of appropriation because technically, I guess it is. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope to get the whole family together. We all ate. G cooked the tacos.
Man, G smashed them tacos. Them tacos was better than we had at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. Shout out to her, man. She been doing her thing. Look, your boy been gaining weight. Happy weight.
That's good. That's good.
My girl's in a baking phase right now. Y'all know I love cake. I'm a cupcakes, cake, it don't matter type of guy. So she be like, I'm thinking about doing one. I'm like, yeah, maybe you should. And I smoke now. So just a terrible.
Damn, you sound like he going down a dark
like I'm
route.
going down here. My life is good, y'all. I promise. Outside of that, man, this rap beef has truly consumed us.
Yeah.
Where legit, even right now, sitting here, I'm uneasy.
Because at any moment...
Waiting for the notification from Chris. You know what I'm saying? The notification from the text message from my boy Jacob. Like, I'm just literally just waiting for it at this point. And it's honestly, bro, it's not really the best thing for our mental health. How,
it really ain't.
How this shit, how does joint make you go about your day? John Denton, shout out to JD, in his Drake video, the most recent one, he was like, my life is now just like staying up late, waiting for one of them to drop, and then going to bed and waking up and finding out everything that happened while I was asleep.
Damn.
And it will literally drive you to like madness.
Nah, yeah.
But
and then you have plans. You have plans that you want to do, and then these niggas drop, and you want to be in front of it, so you start putting stuff back that you have to get back to. It could be a basket of laundry that you need to fold, but stepping over that bitch every day.
We said we wasn't gonna let the rap beef steal the thunder of this 200th episode. Like, we wanted to more so do some reflection and stuff, but we said we'll give it 30.
We definitely give it 30. Everybody has to just inhale, exhale, and just take a step back away from your bias when you look at this, and that's the best way that you can appreciate the moment. I still have a bias towards Kendrick. Terrell has a bias towards Drake. But I'm listening to Family Matters this morning, or earlier when Terrell walked in, and he's like, it seems like you coming around on Drake. And I said, nah, this is just me appreciating both sides of this shit. Yeah. Like, before we even get into anything. Like, Terrell tweeted one of the biggest moments in hip-hop. We could definitely say that, but also, what was yours? Best rap beef of all time?
The best, 100%. There's been no rap beef that come close to this. With the records that these two gentlemen have put out, there's no rap beef you could say. Even Ether Takeover was record. And then you had a couple of the other ones, S. Carter mixtapes, Nas, but it was never like this.
Nah.
Nothing has been like this.
I don't think anything has been like this. This definitely feels like, A-Train was telling me that earlier in the week, and it's crazy. You end up telling me that G was telling you that we'll look back at this time and be like, damn, do you remember what that was like? Or, and I'm telling y'all, A-Train been holding me down. If A-Train was not holding me down, I'd be in this joint stressed. Y'all see why we sit here with these two long motherfuckers? It's because I lost the other version of this. Of a mic stand.
Terrance,
and I was in this joint heated.
He legit will just be in this joint pissed off. And it's like, bro, let's just use the mic stand.
Terrell's like, it's okay, we can use the mic stands. And it's cool, but like, y'all know how it is. That one little thing
could be the rest of it. You know how you ever seen the TikTok with a dude walk in his door and drop his keys and then break down crying? He was like, the littlest thing could be the thing that send you over. But over this past weekend, we got not only, since the last podcast, what did we get? Let's go through that. Was 616 out before the last podcast or after? Because I know Euphoria came out. But damn.
Euphoria, Tailor-Made Freestyle.
No, I'm sorry. When did Euphoria come out? The last podcast was the 29th.
So the shit
the
came
next day, he dropped Euphoria after we potted. You remember that?
Damn,
he was like, damn, he got us right after we potted. Then we got, we got Family Matters, 616. Not Like Us.
Meet the Grams.
And
The Heart Part 6.
We got so much.
These records are going to just be pillars when you look back.
Without going through all of the joints.
Without going through all of them, because we already know if by now you probably have caught up with everything. And if not, it ain't going to be hard to. I think all we can speak to right now is what do you think about the progress of it, and who do you think is winning? In your opinion.
My opinion.
And just answer that question, Terrell, because we're going to try to break this into little segments.
Right. Okay, cool. So for me right now, however you want to call it, I'll let you have it. I feel like there's no solidified winner on either side, and I feel that way because Terrance said, I do have a Drake bias, but both sides have made these stiff allegations, and at the end of the day, even with Drake's we baited you and trapped you situation, we still don't know the truth of a lot of shit. This is the first beef, and I will say that. This is the first beef where these records are like a bunch of lies from both people as opposed to accuracy from both people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like we kind of graduated to this place. We watched Quavo and Chris Brown do their thing. We watched Nicki and Meg do their thing. Shout out to the ladies of hip hop who low-key started the year wave of this rap beef.
No bullshit.
It must be said that Nicki was the first one to say, bitch, this is a record for you. We didn't like it. We didn't like it, but a lot of Nicki fans have hit me and saying, it's very funny, that. So there y'all go. But I do think this is the first beef that where like some of the accusations and allegations kind of took over without proof versus the latter. That's why I feel like, to me right now, however you want to call it, if you want to say, like, I think Drake's last diss was enough for me to say, all right, now I actually need to hear from Kendrick again. And if Kendrick don't respond, then I'm going to be wondering about the Dave Free thing. I'm going to be wondering about the you beat your wife thing and why you never addressed those things.
Yeah.
And if you really got baited. I'll be interested to see what he's going to say. So, for me, however you want to call it is how you want to call it.
I'm in a slight agreement with Terrell. I do think that if you're looking at this from the art form, if you're looking at record v. record, you could have a subjective opinion. Me personally, when I look at the music versus the music, I lean towards my Kendrick bias because I love the storytelling guy that Kendrick is. I love that. So when he's telling a story, y'all got to realize that both of these guys are doing that. They're both telling a story. Oh, really? You think this? But guess what? You know what I'm saying? I think Kendrick, that's my lane. You know what I'm saying? Dissing and talking about somebody, everybody was like, we don't know if Kendrick can really battle because we've seen Drake battle. We haven't seen Kendrick battle. But I think we underestimated the fact that battling is, in certain, there's certain battle rappers that's just straight gun bars. And then you got the battlers that can tell a story. You know what I'm saying? And low key, that helps.
Yeah.
So I think the storytelling angle, to me, it helped Kendrick a lot on records like Euphoria. It helped Kendrick a lot on the 616 in LA.
Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams, yeah. So
the
like
apex of what he does.
Meet the Grams. That's what I really meant to say. Meet the Grams and 616 in LA. As far as the Drake side of shit, I think Drake put out some immaculate music. I think Drake's angles and the way that he's responded to Kendrick is very heavy-handed in the shit that he's saying. So I think Drake's response to those allegations and shit like that, not that he debunked anything, but I'm telling you, it's not about what you prove. It's about your strategy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was telling Terrell this in the reaction. We're never going to get the receipts that we need to secure a victory. If Kendrick wants to say that Drake baited him, show proof. How did he find that out? And then people say, if Drake baited him, show the text message DM thread with the bait. Y'all, that will never fucking happen. Not in war. You won't see it. You probably got to be in his close circle to see if it's true or not. But I think that's the best thing about the battle is the flaws. Both guys have flaws. I think you're able to point out the hypocrisy in both of their raps, and that's what makes the battle good.
Yeah.
Me and Terrell started this with a very heavy bias. And I think the fans, we can all say, I told Terrell, we underestimated the stand-em that both of these dudes had. It got a little ridiculous. Almost to the point where when you try to go back to just being the subjective you
can't.
They're plugging you as one of the crazy stands because they everywhere. So I think graduating from all of that and getting to this point with these last two records, I think I've been able to really appreciate both of the artists for what they give. But let's be a little bit more direct. I think Kendrick Lamar, if everything stops today, I still would have Kendrick Lamar with the dub. Me personally.
Yeah.
Only because I just feel like...
Yeah, I want you to say why you feel that way. And I'm not challenging you, but I do want to know why you think that way from a Kendrick guy. Like,
I just think Kendrick, if this is about hip-hop and rapping, if this is about... it's going to sound super subjective. It's going to sound like bias.
And that's completely fine.
Yeah. I think Kendrick Lamar's power is very, you know what I'm saying, huge right here. It's like, it's very, what am I going to say, prominent.
Okay.
That's a good one, right?
Prominent, yeah.
Only reason why is because, you know how you say it's crazy how one verse can fuck up the game, and how me and you was looking back and you almost get goosebumps when you listen to like that and you hear him say, these niggas talking out of their necks. Mm-hmm. It's like he came and really created another moment in hip hop. You say what you want. Kendrick is known for creating moments in hip hop. And I think this gonna be another moment that Drake can have the numbers, he can have the streaming, he has all of that. But I think, damn, when we look back and we don't have a winner, I appreciate who started it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck it. And I'm not saying that just to say because Kendrick started it, I make him the winner. I think there's a lot of power in his presence, and it felt more like Kendrick. This is what it felt like. It felt like Kendrick went up to Drake, who was like the tough guy in school, pushed him, fought him. Drake fought back really well. It was an even fight, but we know the nigga that walked up to him and pushed him and started the fight, we could kind of see the heart in dude. So you like, yo, he not a bitch. And bro was yapping it. Nobody was going to say anything. Nobody was going to do what Kendrick Lamar did by saying, you know what, Drake, bet, let's get it.
Yeah.
It's time for him to prove that he's a problem.
Yeah.
I think Drake 100% proved that he was a problem.
Yeah. But I also think Kendrick, now that I listen back to Like That, and I think about J. Cole, I think you was just a casualty in Kendrick getting to Drake.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really about you clicking up with Drake more than it was about Drake clicking up with Cole.
Yeah.
And when I used to think when he said it's time for him to prove that he's a problem, he was talking about J. Cole, because J. Cole has always been the I'll kill anybody in the game type shit on wax. But we saw that it was a lot bit deeper than we thought it was between these two.
Nah, yeah.
And I feel like when he said it's time for him to prove he a problem, he meant you gonna have to show me that you really a problem.
Nah, yeah.
I really feel like that's why now I look at the J. Cole thing a little bit different, cause nigga, you was just in the way. And you can still out rap a lot of niggas, but you was just in the way. So far as me,
let me say this to end my joint.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
I know a lot of you would probably want me to say, oh, I thought Kendrick won because he exposed Drake for being a pedophile. He exposed Drake for not being a good father. He exposed Drake for sleeping with minors. He exposed Drake for... I'm not going to do none of that, y'all, because this is rap beef. We've said it in the videos. I'm going to say it again. We don't have the facts. So we can only appreciate the angle. I told Terrell, I could easily come on here and say, this nigga Terrell, nice to meet you. Bullets out the chamber like a buffet the way they eat you. I bet y'all ain't know this nigga eat zebras. And everybody could just walk and say, this nigga Terrell, you a fan of this nigga? The nigga that eats zebras? Wow. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running with any of the shit that these niggas are saying.
He's so fucking random.
I'm going to just believe that this is war strategy. You ever Joan on a nigga be like, that's why you peed your pants in school, you bitch ass nigga. Look, the nigga never peed his pants.
But I'm trying to win
the argument.
I'm trying to win the battle, yeah.
If you look at it like that, y'all, you will be less stressed.
Yeah. For me, I feel like the battle has gone from, and this is me being objective, right? This is my soapbox. I think what we've seen after these two records, especially after the record that dropped last night, or for y'all night before last, and please, hopefully we don't have another record that comes out right after the podcast. But
oh boy,
it seems like, and what we've seen in the beginning, it was Drake fans versus Kendrick fans, and it was like a war of the TL from, I think my guy's going to win, these people saying they think they guy's going to win XYZ, right? And that's where biases were established. That's when niggas started to say, oh, you a Drake fan. Oh, you OVO. Oh, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You started to see how people was moving. But what I've always noticed is that it always seemed like what Kendrick said was taken as law, and what Drake said is just not believed, or the morality.
Or needs more proving.
Yeah, the morality wasn't always the same. And I think where we've gotten to now, if I'm being honest, and maybe it is, and I will throw this out there, maybe it is because I'm on the Drake side, right?
Yeah.
the TL has now gone from Kendrick versus Drake stands to Drake hate and Kendrick excuses, and he doesn't have to do anything, like from his fans. And I'll back it up.
I thought you were saying who you thought would won because that was gonna be a separate convo. Go ahead. You supposed to be saying who you thought won and why.
Well, this is why I have Drake.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think with his last record, you know what, I'll hold that. That'll be the precursor for the next combo. I think with his last record, he acknowledged everything he was accused of. Whether you liked it or not, right? Certain parts of it I did not like. I didn't like his response to the pedo shit. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm going to explain why I didn't like that and why nothing he said would work. That's an angle you can't come back from on wax. And I'm going to tell you why. But for me, he addressed everything Kendrick accused him of, and we still, at this point, have Kendrick. Kendrick has had the luxury of this whole battle of being on offense the entire time. Even when he dropped Family Matters, accusing you of this and that, you drop right away and calm that down with Meet the Grams, where you're accusing him right on top of his accusations of you. You drop a bigger one saying the nigga had a daughter, saying he was a pedophile, saying he's a sex trafficker. But at this point, Kendrick himself has had the luxury of never having to address the woman beater allegations. You never had to address the Dave Free shit, or you just never did. Think about it. He put Not Like Us and Double Down, but he haven't addressed everything. So for me, I need to see how he's going to address everything else.
Yeah.
Or else I don't see how you can say he won. Because to me, it's as simple as an Instagram post of, nigga, this is where I got my proof. You saying I'm lying? Oh, I'm lying, but I got your daughter from here. Oh, I'm lying, but I got this. I would hope that would be the dagger that would be like, damn, Drake, you just had this whole record about how you set this up and you didn't even set it up. It would be perfect.
Not yet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an easy win for Kendrick. So I am interested to see what he's going to do. And honestly, you can't stop it here.
Yeah.
You can't wait until your back is against the wall to now say, oh, whatever. Hold up. This nigga y'all just held his feet to the fire about how he had to respond. He has to address this.
Now, yeah.
So,
and I think, believe it or not, I only say Kendrick won off of who rapped better out of all these tracks, VVV.
Well, let me
But when I think about what you talking about, remember before when this whole joint started, we argued about how it could get very shade room. It could be very, the big red button.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And red buttons were obviously pressed. He's lying. I do think when you talking about that angle, what do they call it? The something Olympics. It's almost like the big news Olympics. I forget what they said, but like who's gonna come out with the biggest we didn't notice about dude.
Yeah, it's the low blow Olympic. It's the fucking it's the angle Olympics.
It's like the shade room thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, and I liked how Drake came out and addressed everything. Only because all you can leave people to do is say you lying. But it puts the pressure on Kendrick to either address his own shit or solidify that he wasn't lying. Because when Pusha T said that Drake had a kid, we ended up seeing the proof.
In the record, he said, Sophie knows better. That's your baby mother. Click the upper IG, but the stench is on it. You could literally go, Sophie knows better. Founder. Adonis is your son.
And when you see the son,
and then it was like, damn. Like, there was no way to refute it. With Kendrick, we got this beautiful record in Meet the Grams. And this is the thing that I will say. If Drake and them did plant the daughter, I don't think, and shout out to Sean C, because I believe Sean C said this first, but I don't think they was ready for him to do that with it. Like, y'all thought he might do a Euphoria again and say, nigga, you got a child or whatever. But Kendrick is such a fucking great artist.
Yeah.
That he took that angle, and whether you fed it to him or not, as you can see, his fans don't really give a fuck. His fans aren't saying, damn, boy, did Kendrick get baited? They don't even give a fuck. Because the way he went about the information was so damn creative in talking to Sandra, talking to Dennis, talking to Adonis, the baby girl, and then Drake. It was just honestly, it's tough to dispute the creativeness behind it. My only thing is this, T. If it is true that the angles were planted by Drake, does that take away from Meet the Grams for you? Like, does it make it not as hard of a record if the whole baby girl, I know your father's not present, if that whole angle was planted by the nigga you talking to, it diminishes some steam from that record versus this record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would agree.
That's why last night when they was doing the push-ups versus this versus that, who you got winning, I'm like, well, based on the nigga's last record, if he planted angles, that for me changes how I look at Meet the Grams versus Family Matters.
Nah, yeah.
Because if true, you know,
if true, yeah, we talked about that. If it is true that he planted the daughter and planted the mole that would feed him, you know what I'm saying, BS. The picture, I don't know what was real, what was fake. We all saw that Kendrick pulled the picture off of the Meet the Grams official streaming release because of, they said it was because he knew that it was some bullshit. Some people said it was because of legal reasons that he pulled the thumbnail of the pic. But either way, I do think if the bait story is true, I do think that takes steam away from Meet the Grams. I mean, because that was the big wow moment. Imagine if we listened to the story of Adidon and then it came out that was fake. The Adonis is your son. It'd be like, oh, this nigga was just running with some shit he heard.
Think about how people receive and talk about the Pusha T joint today. People will say, this was better, but Pusha T had the dirt, so...
You know, yeah.
And that's legit what they be saying. You know what I'm saying? And there, of course, it's subjective. People...
But I also tell you, Terrell, y'all, the Drake fans, love to act like Meet the Grams was just about...
No, you're right.
Saying he had a daughter. It was a lot deeper
more
than that.
It was. Do you think Kendrick was baited? What do you really think? Like, what do you, after everything that you can see, do you think, like...
Do I think Drake baited Kendrick? I need to see something from... That's why I said I want to see a little bit more, because I don't know. The same way we don't know if... Do you think Kendrick is really beating his wife? You know?
Yeah.
You gotta show me something more than just you saying it, because maybe Kendrick doesn't have the best relationship with the woman that he's been with forever now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe their relationship has gone to a different place. Maybe he does live in a different location than she does. But we like to take stuff like that and throw a big blanket. Just like, okay, Drake does have some weird videos on the internet. Drake does have weird moments that we look back and say, how old was she? Or did he really know what he was saying back then? You know what I'm saying? But that didn't stop y'all from listening for 15 years. And we can't, with what trendy videos y'all pull up, you still can't say he is a pedophile. You know what I'm saying?
He's a pedophile sex trafficker because look at this video of him and a fan on stage.
Yeah.
And while that was weird, for sure.
It was definitely weird.
And not absolving him at all.
Yeah.
Just saying, yo, I was telling a nigga earlier, R. Kelly had women. There were women. There were cases. P. Diddy got cases open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just sticks to, hey, look, you're being accused of this not by Kendrick, but by a woman. That if there are women out there that's saying, you know, or there's real cases, and then Kendrick goes at him for that, all right. But you got just the word of Kendrick in a few videos. The same thing with Whitney and Kendrick. It's literally just, oh, she follows Dave Free and she don't follow Kendrick, which is weird. Because I can understand not trying to follow your man on social, right? Or y'all not following each other on socials. But why would she follow Dave Free?
But ain't that that's probably family though? You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, when
family, all right. If I'm Drake, if that's my angle.
If that's your angle.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and that's why what you said in the beginning is kind of true, where the angles are kind of the angles and we really don't know facts. But that's where my problem lies when it comes to how the allegations are being received by the camps.
I think you also need to talk about how Drake could have gotten a lot of what he said on his very last track, The Heart Part 6. It definitely sounded a lot like the responses, not even just narratives. It sounded a lot like the responses to Kendrick's Meet the Grams. Like, knew you was going to come with the Epstein shit. I knew you was going to talk about you know, the whole Kendrick was baited into thinking Drake had a daughter. I remember when that was first news, and it was like, this didn't really seem like that, y'all. I mean, they baited him. I kind of felt like Drake's response, like a lot of people say, does this look like the response to somebody who baited somebody? Because he said, yo, I don't know where he's getting that story from. Mm-hmm. I don't think that he really baited Kendrick. I think he's lying. I also think that Kendrick is lying. I think both these niggas are just saying the worst shit that they can say from the shit that we know. Mm-hmm. Remember what you said.
Playing the algorithm. Mm-hmm.
You said Kendrick has to come with something. What?
No, I wasn't. None.
Kendrick has to come with something that we don't know. You know, what is he going to say about Drake that we don't already know? Remember?
I did say that, yes.
Since he didn't have anything, and if he is reading the TL, then the only way to go low is to lie. Kendrick said on the song himself, you think I'm a type to call around and get whatever? Nah. But his temperament is bipolar. The nigga will lie. Mm-hmm. Rapping and rap beef, it is a certain element of not telling the truth. So, did Drake bait him? No, but it's not about if he baited him or not. Because guess what, y'all? That's a receipt you'll never get. You're paying taxes on that. Show your receipt. You can't?
Nah,
and you will never be able to.
I don't know if I would go that far, though, because what if one of these niggas post proof?
I don't think they will, because it would expose. Think about how many times they'll say, this my nigga Ronnie. He the one that snuck outside your house and took the photo. They ain't gonna do that. You could get somebody, hurt. You could get, these moles don't be Drake level. They be little smaller people that can be touched. That's the only reason why I think when a beef gets here, you're not gonna see people expose they mole. That's why I said people will just run with what, if the narrative is that, bet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like Tupac saying, you claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. I don't know if we ever found out if that was true. Or some of the old hits, like, that was true. It was at the essence.
Nah, and you know what? Tupac fans would say it's true. Biggie fans would say, man, of course that nigga was lying. He was trying to get under Biggie's skin. Nah, and that's kind of how this shit goes.
That's how this is going to go forever.
Now, remember, I'll call a lot of flack in our Euphoria reaction because I was calling out Kendrick for using stuff from the TL.
Yeah.
You talking about it's pushing me. You better push a T. The, what else did he say in that joint that was from the TL? The fucking, the Ozempic, the abs. The Ozempic, where you got your abs done. It felt like a lot of angles from the TL.
Fire.
Niggas killed me for that.
Yeah.
Drake responds, uses things from the TL for sure. Day free message. Why is your girl following such and such? What else did he use from the TL? A couple things from the TL he used for Kendrick. The R. Kelly shit.
Yeah, the R. Kelly shit.
Bunch of shit. But you see
Epstein shit, because I don't think Kendrick ever...
bringing up Millie Bobby Brown goes to show that they're tapped in with hip hop Twitter, both of them.
Nah, yeah.
This is not a case of, and you see what happened though. Euphoria, nigga used stuff from the TL. I call him out, and you're a hater, you're a Drake dick eater, you're this, you're that. So what? Drake uses stuff from the TL. Now all of a sudden he's using stuff from the TL. This is crazy. You see, it's little shit like that. And that's not even the crux of how far it's gone. So far as me with the baited conversation, I'll say this. I think, like you said, I don't know if he really did this shit or not. Until one of these niggas can show, I do think, people was like, why would Drake post that on IG 20 minutes after if he didn't set this up? Because he's a master manipulator. If I know you got records in the tuck, you got 10 more records to drop. The first one, we finessed you. They knew he was going to drop more records, so I would continue to play possum too if it was me.
Nah, yeah.
Like, I like that he embraced the, you want me to be the master manipulator? Then bet I will be that. And I did set this whole shit up. It's almost like you thought you could outsmart this nigga, but damn, you didn't.
It's crazy to hear you say you got the art of war earlier, because to me, that is like
it's one I rode the Trojan horse right in. Made you feel, you know what I'm saying? It's
only but I'm not looking at it like that.
But it's my thing. I do feel like it was a response strategy.
That's what I think.
I don't believe until Drake put out, or if Kendrick can't corroborate his his angles, if Kendrick don't solidify his angles, then that does conflict the whole thing. Because how can we say Drake lying if the nigga can't prove where he got his sources from, y'all? Like, I don't think it's on Drake to prove that he doesn't have a daughter. I think it's on Kendrick to prove he does. It was on Pusha T to prove this nigga was hiding a son. If I say, hey, nigga, don't nobody know, but you a nasty nigga. You sleeping with young whatever. I gotta prove that serious allegation.
Nah, yeah.
The same way niggas are not entertaining Kendrick's alleged physical abuse to his wife or the Dave Free shit because Drake doesn't have proof. You got everybody calling this man Epstein, putting him next to Diddy based on things without proof.
Based on, my only thing is I actually agree. I agree and understand that point because I'm not sitting here trying to point a finger that heavy at somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, you are this or you are that, because you're right. We don't have facts. We do not know. And if I'm not going to do it on one side, I'm not going to do it on the other side. I'm just going to try to keep it as, like, that's why I was saying, some of you have to just take a minute to chill, take the jersey off, bro. You're like the nigga that's going to the gym with the Lakers jersey, Lakers shorts. You got the NBA socks on a headband. You're not a Laker.
No,
This is LA Fitness. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Some people feel like it's bullets flying past you. This is not your war. You're sitting from the sideline. This is like, you know what I'm saying?
I do find myself irritated by the whole shit sometimes.
Yeah.
As a Drake fan, because you see some of the so much contradiction, so much.
Yes.
It's so much contradiction when you look at it, and it can kind of. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes,
even in the shit you say.
What?
You just literally talked about how you okayed the meme shit, right? You hated on Kendrick, I'm sorry, for doing all of the Twitter shit on Euphoria. Oh, he got his shit from Twitter. That shit was whack. That shit was just my TL.
Right.
Now,
don't leave out the context of me being called a hater and told, why are you hating?
But don't act like the only reason why you're not hating now is because you were being called a hater before.
But
because now that Drake is doing it, and we've seen the same thing with both fan bases. Now that, and what's crazy is the artists are putting us in a trick bag, because they'll go and do what the other artist did on the next track, and now the arguments that you was making last week,
you got to argue against them.
But you have to argue against that same thing last week with shit that was being said to you.
But my
the Drake
argument,
fans are now saying, oh, that was a big TL thing. That was a TL. Wow, that was just a big track from my TL. Y'all was...
The Kendrick fans told us we was haters, so we said, all right, bet, fuck it. Euphoria's going #1. We can't really dispute the record, y'all. It don't matter what he took from the TL. But what we notice a lot is, oh, okay, cool. So Kendrick can fuck up a bar, right? Kendrick fucked up the Joel Osteen bar. Y'all made it so that it actually meant two people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all found every excuse to excuse that bar that was a slip up. They talk about Drake in the Mother I Sober bar where, but Kendrick was talking about his cousin. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about his cousin. He said he actually didn't get whatever. And it's like,
do y'all see how the flaws make this shit so much better? Because you're right. Both of them made all of the
both
same
of y'all
mistakes.
made mistakes. But one person, the mistake is explained as they're a genius and you just didn't get it. The other person is, look, that whole angle doesn't count because he fucked the bar up.
Both of y'all are doing the same thing.
But T, you see
how you're talking right now, and that's why this is going to be irritating. I'm talking about the hypocrisy on both sides, and then you go and run with your take as a Drake fan. I'm not doing that right here.
Let me ask you
Yes, you experienced that, but the same people that called the Kendrick bar, the Drake Mother I Sober bar, whack, or the Kendrick fans that are saying that to you, they were the fans that y'all told that the what's the name bar that he fucked up.
But T,
so people just want two people to, y'all want them to keep it 100, they want y'all to keep it 100, and neither you will. So like,
I think the point is though that when we present issues with certain things in Kendrick records, we're met with, hold up, it's actually this. And then when the same thing happens for Drake, those same Kendrick fans are now saying, this is whack. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's hypocrisy from a lot of both sides.
The hypocrisy is even?
Yeah.
You honestly think that there's hypocrisy on both sides?
Yes.
No, I mean like an even amount.
Yes. A-Train telling me 30 minutes, so we got to get close.
All right. You think there's hypocrisy on both sides? Even.
I think it's even. Yes. Terrell, you sit from a side that you don't see.
I don't think after this last record, you got to admit, bro, it was hella Kendrick fans on the TL saying, all right, y'all.
This is the only thing that I think is the most recent hypocrisy is people acting like Kendrick doesn't have to prove his side of shit, but Drake has to prove, Drake has to prove that he had a mole and show how he set this whole thing up with the mole for the daughter.
Mm-hmm. Prove he's not a pedophile. Prove he's not a sex trafficker.
No, I'm just talking about this one thing.
Okay.
Because Drake don't got to do that. There's no way you're going to be able to prove that without going too personal. You know?
I was going to, yeah.
Oh, not saying that he don't have to denounce
your example, because I got.
All I'm saying is with the daughter thing, they want Drake to prove that he set up this mole. But I don't see people saying that Kendrick needs to come out and prove, besides Drake's fans, I don't see a lot of Kendrick fans saying that they also want to see Kendrick come out and prove, because that's how I think Kendrick could seal the deal. Come out and say, this nigga's acting like I don't have the whatever.
Right.
This nigga said, think I won't drop the location? Do it. You know what I'm saying? Say where you got your info and make this nigga look stupid, because right now he's trying to make you look stupid, Kendrick. Everybody saying you look stupid with the mole thing and that you got baited. You would eliminate all of that talk if you put it out there. I don't see a lot of Kendrick fans saying that.
Mm-hmm. And if he does that, I will come in here and say, damn.
You forget about the bias and all of the shit that y'all said when this started. And I think now the tables have flipped. I don't think it's an uneven amount of hypocrisy. I think the hypocrisy is the same on both sides. Both fan bases are completely out of their minds. And I think to start, y'all were ridiculous. Drake fans were ridiculous. Now I do think Kendrick fans are being a little bit ridiculous as well. Now that the beef grew.
I think some Kendrick fans are starting to see what we always saw from the beginning, where people, and think about it, I'm a Kendrick and Drake fan. I'm a fan of both of these niggas. The only reason why I ended up on this side is because of how people was talking. Bro, I was telling this girl on Twitter, my Drake defense started way back with Mos Def. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When niggas was saying Drake ain't hip-hop. Mos Def is hip-hop. This nigga's not. That's where all of this started, and that's where you started to see people start being real crazy, talking real crazy about his ability. And that's probably how I ended up on this side. But even going back to the allegations both of these niggas have against them. Kendrick is accused of beating his wife, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Chris Brown fan.
Okay.
I understand what physical abuse allegations do to your career. And I remember how all of y'all talk.
Domestic abuse.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Domestic abuse, I know what that does to your career. Chris Brown was guilty, of course. We have pictures. Of course, that's a little bit different because we don't have a proof from Kendrick. But it's still a stiff allegation. If anybody say you put hands on him, look at what Jonathan Majors just went through. That nigga was running from her and he lost movie deals.
He put hands on a white woman.
Big difference.
And he's a movie star working for Disney.
I mean, still, I'm just talking about, you're right.
Not saying that it's different, y'all. I'm just saying
that it does add layers.
It was easy for them to try
and
to
this is a rap
him
beef,
up.
like you said, where rap beef angles are angles we don't know. But he said that, the Dave Free shit. Kendrick can put out, and they not like us, address absolutely nothing said about him.
Terrell, why are you saying nothing said?
But listen. Because in his record, he didn't address the Dave Free baby shit. He didn't address the woman beating shit. He just got back on his, you a pedophile nigga and y'all some freaky ass niggas. It was a fire record. But that's why I said he had the luxury.
Nigga, you a 69 god.
He's had the luxury of, you don't got to address whether you beat your woman, Kendrick. We about to just jam out with you. But then on the other side, it's Drake better respond because those are some serious allegations.
Terrell, hold up, no.
Respond.
But
that's
what about y'all?
But hold on, wait.
When we said the Drake stuff, what were y'all saying? Okay, we've heard this already. Okay, we've heard that already. You feel me? So it's the same on both sides.
What does that have to do with, hold on, wait, nah, Terrance, that's not the same.
When we talked about...
We did hear everything, but y'all still made it so that, look, his next record, what did he have to do? Y'all made it so that he had to address it. He addressed it. Why don't Kendrick have the same energy? You know what I'm saying?
I do think Kendrick should come out and address it.
I feel like if the nigga saying you beat your wife, you should come out and say, nigga, what are you talking about? Me and my wife good. Well, we never had that problem. I'll never
I'm
be
thinking
a
about
woman
him
beater.
saying you haven't been with. This is my one criticism.
And then hold on, wait, T. Before you say that, niggas will say, oh, in 2014 he addressed it on The Breakfast Club. Did you see this interview? If you look at that interview, Angela Yee says, yo, I was crazy to hear the story about you. You were in Vegas. There was a man who they said you got in a physical altercation with, and they said it was a young woman that you were in an altercation with. Kendrick goes on to talk about how, you know, it's disrespectful to real abuse victims for this person to put that on him. But that had nothing to do with Whitney at all. This was also pre your mental breakdown via Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where you ended up getting therapy. So there is a possibility you could have hit your wife. You do need to come out and kind of say that. That clip that people are resurfacing had nothing to do with her. Oh, shit, T. I don't know when to stop. For me, it just seems like one person has to address all of their allegations. They are guilty. This man is a creep. I can't believe you're actually a fan of this guy. Wow, you're supporting a pedophile. We have no proof. But y'all are supporting a person who's accused of other things as well that he has not addressed on any of his records. I do think post this joint, he should. I do think he should address his shit. And I do think if this battle ends here with Drake addressing all of his shit and Kendrick never addressing the Dave Free or the Whitney shit, I don't see how you can say, yeah, Kendrick got that. Hold on, y'all don't still got questions?
I think if you're looking for proof of shit, then I can see how you would feel that way. If you're looking for proof of stuff, but I don't think we will get proof from either of them. I think Drake can say he ain't do anything, but he's not really gonna clear shit up either. What?
Yeah. That you'll probably think that.
If you're looking for proof or anything like that, then you'll probably think that. Me, I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy that comes from both sides that make this shit unenjoyable. If we could all keep it a hundo, then I feel like we'd be in better shape. If we could say, yo, you know, this is weird from Drake or this is weird from Kendrick, I think we'd be happy. You know what I was thinking about? And this is random analogy for me. Mm-hmm. Remember Roscoe Jenkins? Roscoe Jenkins family vacation, family reunion. Roscoe Jenkins
Welcome
family
home,
reunion.
Roscoe Jenkins.
We always call it the wrong thing because of Johnson family vacation.
You putting all Cedric movies together?
Yeah. Welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins, Martin Lawrence, Cedric the Entertainer, Monique, Mike Epps,
James Earl Jones,
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, star-studded.
Insane. When you think about that movie, for my people who've seen that, if you think about it, both Roscoe and Clyde were losers. You know? And I think this beef reminds is...
What do you mean by that? Hold on, wait. What do you mean by that?
This beef, right? Kendrick, we've now figured out that the dude that we love, not figured out, but look, we now have speculations that the guy that we loved for all of these years is abusing his woman, haven't seen his kids for 6 months, but, you know, I just fucked with Father Time on Mr. Morale. That's one of my favorite joints. You said picking them up and take them to school. You don't know nothing about that. Stuff like that. But if you haven't seen your kids for 6 months, that would be funny. And then Drake is a certified lover boy. You know how many times where I was in a lovey position or I was in a, you know, as a man, you in your feels and you listen to Drake because Drake gonna talk about the women. We always give him the vulnerability. Mm-hmm. That vulnerability is that being aimed at younger girls. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with younger girls. Both of y'all could come out. Like, you ever see the tweets where they say, hey, we need to call the cops on both of them. Mm-hmm. Only reason why I bring up Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins is because the movie is laid out where Roscoe wanted Lucinda when he was young. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get her because he couldn't get her from Clyde because she liked Clyde more. And the nigga grew up a selfish-ass life. Team of me. He didn't really fuck with his family like that besides sending them shit. He was too invested in himself. All while on the other side, Clyde really kind of wasn't shit. And he's competitive, also selfish, he don't even really care when he lost Lucinda at the end. I look at Lucinda like the victory in this. When you think about the end of Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, did Roscoe really win?
Yeah, they went upstairs and had a...
Okay, yeah, he got the girl that he lost 20 years ago. You got a woman, your woman's here. You literally beat your son to win the race at the end. You're still a selfish motherfucker. James Earl Jones didn't fuck with you. If that James Earl Jones in the movie don't fuck with you, I feel like there was a part of that.
Yeah, that's true, because it's like, even if you do give yourself the victory, it's a flawed victory.
It's a flawed victory. Okay, Roscoe, you got the girl, but you a selfish motherfucker who came out here with somebody else. You're not with the mother of your kid. You're all about yourself, so much to the point where your father don't give a fuck about the TVs you send. And on the other half, Clyde looks like he's loved, but he's flawed. So my thing is like, whoever gets Lucinda takes the L anyway, because y'all have made yourselves look like fools. Remember? Both of y'all have made yourself look stupid for this.
Yeah, I do think the art kind of got there. And that's where I feel like these men are creatives, bro. We're content creators, but these motherfuckers are people that literally have created stories that we listen to on wax.
100.
The guy that made The Art of Peer Pressure, the guy that made How Much a Dollar Costs, you just told this nigga you had a extra child. And I don't know if you thought he was just gonna put that shit in a random song, but he did what he does best.
He did what he does
this
best.
This nigga Drake is the sneakiest, manipulating, whatever you want to say. He's done this. That's why in our reaction, I was on 10, but I was like, when a nigga that's been in many rap beefs is this decorated, you not get rid of him. The fact that Drake has survived the 20v1, it's impressive. It is impressive, and not giving him the win or anything like that, because I do think they art is just untouchable. I think them two guys together have the best disc catalogs.
I think
you could pick whoever one you want of all time. Kendrick records, Drake records. That's why I'll end my whole shit by saying whoever you think won, I won't argue with you.
And the only reason why I bring up the whole they both could lose at the end of this is because, like I said, we're not going to get proof. I don't think we are going to get. Hopefully we do. But in a situation where we don't, damn. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This one of those battles where both of y'all came out bloody. Because we're going to have to go forward, you know? We still want to listen to Drake, right? We still want to listen to Kendrick, right? We're going to have to put all of that shit to the side after this. And it's totally fine. This is what rap beef is. I do think this happening this later in their careers is going to be impactful.
Yeah.
Because we've already been fans. I ain't going to say the Nas Jay-Z shit was early in their careers, but I don't think that was low-key in both them niggas like prime. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Like both them niggas is ready. Some niggas might disagree. But I do think now both Drake and Kendrick are not in their prime, and I think it very much showed in this. And both of them walking out of here, there's life shit y'all got to deal with. I was telling Terrell, Kendrick got to go home to his woman, and she done been called out with Dave Free. He got to go to Dave Free. I don't know if that shit gets impacted in Drake. Drake, you probably got people that's in your family that or your circle that can say, yo, this pedophile thing. You know, my daughter goes to his camp or his this, and they could pull out of that. You never know how this shit gets impacted from shit that could be bullshit.
Yeah. That's true, man. And I think these niggas really don't like each other in real life, and that's where the personal shit, the lies, I don't got proof, but fuck it, I'm saying this shit. I feel like that's where it got to the messy level it got, because I feel like they really don't like each other in real life. These niggas really hate each other. But hopefully, while y'all are watching this, we either have more information or shit. We may have another disc record that we got to listen to by the time this finally come out. It's been that crazy, so don't take this conversation as law. Post it everywhere like, damn, because we may have the receipts that we think we might not get, or this nigga Kendrick could respond, and you never know.
You never know. And lastly, I'll say, this could have been a little all over the place. We've been on this for the last 3-4 days talking about it in each and every video. If you really want to get the real, then you should go and join the real. Realist 9 on Patreon. Go and watch from the beginning. If you go into Patreon and watch the We Don't Trust You reaction, and you watch that reaction, and then just take it from there. Like, we look back and we was talking about how that album came out in March.
March 23rd.
And it's been 2 months of this.
Going on.
Almost 2 months. And if you look at the Patreon and you watch every clip, I feel like you get to watch our first reaction of everything we did. And I think that's the best way to really get the story, at least from us.
Yeah.
Because I was getting my shit off in the last video. And this latest one that's getting ready to come out, I was getting my shit off.
Were you? I feel
think
like
so.
I was.
You was talking shit, but I think me talking about the battle
And
being less subjective and just talking about the art form, the art form, I definitely think I was getting my shit off.
Oh, yeah, I was on 10. I will say this in regards to Gunna's album potentially dropping amongst all of this, because he's supposed to drop an album on Friday, the 10th.
Bad.
Right? We supposed to get a Gunna album on Friday. Selfishly, I would love to have it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm thinking about what's best for him, I probably would wait, bro.
Just a week.
I'm not dropping my album in the middle of you niggas surprise dropping and going #1.
Nah, yeah.
If you look at Apple Music, it's like Kendrick, Drake, Kendrick, Drake. It's like,
I wouldn't want also to be the one after.
yeah.
Let Dirk or somebody drop.
Nah, Gunna is
get
perfect.
back to the shits and then me. If I'm Gunna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like Gunna's in a perfect spot, though, because he's going to have the perfect palate cleanse
For you.
of music that we don't have to worry about a nigga being dissed. Think about it. Even Future and Metro album, which we were so excited for, everybody was excited for, it ended up being an
Messy.
album that was made,
Yeah.
it was messy. I feel like Gunna ain't got to diss nobody. For real. Well, then again,
I'm telling you, it's been a lot of niggas.
maybe we do need Dirk or
The
somebody.
nigga not only got out of jail and came back and talking about, you know what I'm saying? That he was back at it.
Uh-huh.
The nigga actually put out a great ass album, and now he got that chip on his shoulder. If I'm Gunna, I'm definitely coming out and I'm dissing Baby. I'm dissing everybody who said that I was a rat. I would diss, cause y'all not on my level. That's what I would say. Look, the nigga went out and J. Cole and Gunna.
What?
Platinum album, no features.
Yeah.
Right?
There's people that have done it post J. Cole.
Because that's a
But-
feat that we gave J. Cole credit
We
for.
did. It was
for a
impressive
long
as fuck
time
when he did it.
when he did it.
I will say it's even more impressive for somebody like Gunna to do that. Have Fuck You Mean be the #1 record when everybody counted you out.
Yes.
All the street niggas, all the niggas that thought, yeah, he gonna get out of it. They niggas ain't gonna let, he's done. He legit proved everybody
Speaking
wrong.
of counting them out, I love when you count me out. Rah, rah. And y'all tried to say that album was bad. Please.
Okay, yeah. That's one of the most blasphemous things to come out of this beef. Is that good kid, that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers
Was a brick.
was a
Admit that his
Tragic
last one
album.
didn't brick.
It didn't break. I also was wrong on a podcast or something when I said he did it one something first week. I watched that back. I seen you niggas comments. I said, oh damn, you know what?
He did 290,
295, something like
Yeah.
that. He didn't. It's his worst streamed album post week 1 of all the albums he dropped. It has the worst replay value in terms of like how it was replayed. But you can't call that album bad. I'm sorry, you can't.
You can't.
I get his beef though, but. That is going to wrap our conversation on this beef shit.
Yeah, and it's been a crazy weekend, y'all. It's funny because I feel like when some of you who catch up later, there's some people that's on 185 right now hustling.
Oh, shit,
By the time you get here, the beef is going to be brewed and grilled up and ate by now. So.
But it's dope because you'll be able to see the...
I know, but
How
we had about 2 or
everything-
3 episodes where it was
for
like
sure.
straight beef.
Yeah. I think it'd be dope, though. You'll be able to see where in time we were. Oh, this was before when he put this out. You know how many people hit me and say, bro, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes behind, but you were tripping on the... And I'm
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
What did I say?
What? I've been getting flack for the podcast we did last week because people thought that I was saying that you shouldn't check on your friends, and I was not saying that. I was saying that I shouldn't have to check on all of my male friends. Some of you might only have one homeboy, but
Nah, that's I think where the difference was.
that's what the difference was because it was coming off like I was saying that you don't need. I was saying we shouldn't need to check on our male friends more than we need to handle our responsibilities. You know what my real thoughts on that, and then I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
Is I don't think that we do. I still agree with that. I don't think that I should be checking on my friends more than we as men need to speak out about what we got going on. I don't think we should say, damn, I wish my friends would call me more than we should start calling. I think we always wish something was happening to us, and we don't know that you can get exactly what you want by showcasing that first. That's my only thing. Like,
you right, and you said it better this time. But one thing that I'll challenge you on, or I think the reason why it came that way.
Fuck out of here, boy. What you mean said it better this time?
You didn't say it like that the last time.
That's because I had your motherfucking ass challenging everything that I said.
You want to blame me, but your take is your take. This is what I'll say. I think you feel the way you feel because, like, think about me.
Yeah.
If I got surgery, I feel like you would call me. And I realized after looking at our podcast, I said, you know what? Me and Terrance relationship with each other is like how niggas' relationships are with some of their friends. I look at the QFC niggas. Shout out to my niggas at QFC. They are not all related, but they all like seem like they like best of friends. I feel like if one of them had a surgery, they would expect it the same way I would expect you to check on me because that's our dynamic. I realize some niggas' friends are really they brothers. And for me and you, our friends are our brothers, but we understand each other differently to where distance is okay.
Terrell, but also think about this. You would never hit me and say, hey, bruh, I'm having a surgery, so I would appreciate being hit up. That's my only thing.
I wouldn't. I would expect you to hit me up.
It would be understood.
And
that's
if
what my
you
thing.
didn't hit me up,
yeah,
I would have an issue with that.
Right, but
I would say, bitch ass nigga, I had a surgery.
Right, it would be understood.
I wouldn't cut you off though.
And that's all I was saying is you have to set that relationship up before you could sit there and be feeling bad about it. You feeling bad about some shit you wish you had. I wish I had a Corvette. I'm not going to get in my car and say, fuck this piece of shit, start kicking shit around.
Terry, that's not a good analogy, though.
My thing is this. If I want a certain relationship with my friends, I just feel like I could go and get that. Instead of expecting what? God to make it happen or for a miracle to happen. It's never happened before. Also, I do feel like it's in people's hearts to care about you. But I do think it's in people's habits to forget about the people that are close to them, especially when you're older. A lot of y'all was like, it don't take nothing to hit your friend up, but just a quick. That's true. But like, how much time you got on that? You know what I'm saying? Is it immediate? Could I hit him in 2 days or am I already blocked? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand
That's
that too.
my only, that's my only piece.
That's a very good point, and I do agree with you there. Like, as you get older, you do kind of see that, especially when you have kids. I have not been the best friend, I'll be honest, but none of my friends are going to cut me off because they understand we at a certain level of life together.
Yeah, all of our friends, 100%.
You may not understand this level until you get here. I was 22 and probably would say the same thing because I didn't have much going on. I had one job. I was working, whatever. I didn't have much responsibility except my phone bill. I was still living at home. So that's where life will definitely change your perspective for sure.
100.
All right, bet. So episode 200.
Yep.
We went on the Patreon and we said, bet. We're doing a podcast. We want to answer questions that y'all have always had for us. Questions y'all have always wanted to ask us. And we said we'll ask them. We're not going to do any questions about this beef.
No questions about the beef.
We just spent an hour on it, basically. We want to really hit some of the stuff that is a little bit more specific to us. It's our 200th episode. We didn't want our 200 episode to completely be drowned in the craziest time in hip-hop ever. So, T, just go ahead and pick one. We're going to shout out whoever leaves a comment, whoever's joint we read.
This one I want to answer because I know some people don't know. Who's
it from?
Maximum Clement.
Maximin.
Maximin.
I don't know. Yeah, you got a dope-ass name.
That's a dope name. I call myself Mad Max.
Mad Max. I call myself Fury Road. At Fury Road on IG.
Fury.
What's going on,
What's
Max?
going on with the Fury thing?
There's so many different nicknames. All right, bet. This is how we gonna be here forever.
What made the 9 so significant to y'all specifically? It's been my number since I was a kid, so I'm trying to understand your perspectives in particular.
You want to answer? Go ahead.
Absolutely, because he has
Mr.
not a
9
9 scene. All I'll say is this, and very short for them people who know it. the 9, we started this channel by saying like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9, right? I hated it at first. Terrell tell you that. I hated it. I said, that ain't really going to be it. Terrell came up with it. So that's we would not be on this 9 shit without Terrell.
Woo! Hey, I'm glad we got that on video in case the nigga start acting up later and trying to say if it wasn't for me. Go ahead.
Because he came up with the slogan, the whole 9. And the whole 9 was just about, you know, if you're going to support us, man, you might as well like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's the whole 9 for real. And it really meant real support. You know what I'm saying? You could like it. You could share it, whatever. You could just watch it. You was still dope. But the people who did the whole thing, we said, yo, they fuck with the whole 9. So we went from the whole 9 to putting whole 9s on T-shirts. And then when Kobe passed away, Nipsey passed away, I think that's when we started realizing how important the number aspect of the 9 was for the whole 9.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'd just say, Terrell would say, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Whole 9.
Whole 9. And it was a big-ass 9. I did the research on the number 9, and I'm telling you, it is the most impeccable number ever. The best. It is literally the best number. You do your own research. I ain't going whatever.
Everybody has their own number, but for us,
this is your number. It's not my number. Bro, you said it's your number. It's the number. It's everyone's number. And I'm saying that because, all right, bet, I'll just give you one. The alphabet. What's the 9th letter in the alphabet?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
You see what I'm saying? It is you. The 9 is your life. Me and Terrell say, yo, we on this 9 forever, or this 9 don't stop. That means this life don't stop.
It's all,
My 9 isn't completed. I don't reach 9 until I'm not here anymore.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just on my 9.
Yeah,
I'm running these
laps. Yeah.
Why do you think they say cats have 9 lives? Right? I think they got that backwards. But anyway, this 9 is that's how we look at it. It started with something that was so small and organic. And I brought up Kobe and Nipsey because when Kobe passed away, I saw the 8s everywhere. When Nipsey passed away, I saw the marathon flags everywhere. And it made me think about my own brand and what would people see or do if I wasn't here anymore. And when you looked in our comments, people would just put 9s in the comments. So we said, you know what? The 9 has always been there.
Yeah, I think it became something like you. Shout out to all of our supporters that tattooed a 9 behind the ear on their body, wherever. It just is it's a testament to staying true to the journey that you want and understanding that, yo, you might not even be up right now, but this is just, or you may take a L, but it's just all a part of these laps you running. Like, I got so many more. I always tell people, every time I tell a nigga happy birthday or whatever, or this nigga, I always say, continue to pass the baton to yourself because you're literally running your own shit. You're going to take L's, you're going to take W's, all of the not making your L's lowercase, making your W's uppercase, all of the shit that I've said, the no coincidences, it all comes back to a 9 that we all are a part of.
Yes, sir.
And honestly, I feel like that's why people gravitate to it. That's why it's realest 9. That's why it's District 9. This was always going to be a 9. That's why I was thinking I'll give y'all some inside scoop. We looking at apparel, right? And not just doing regular t-shirts. And we was thinking about, I had a bunch of different brand names and stuff. But we decided the 9 is so important that we just can't let it go.
No way.
Because at first I was like, I don't want to put a fat ass 9 on a shirt because what the fuck?
Well, and that's what we did.
And that we did before. And it won't be that again, but the 9 will be incorporated in so many different ways.
No bull. And look, the next question I don't think is going to be from anybody, but it's definitely something I want to touch on. You brought up Realest 9. Realest 9 versus YouTube. That's always been a sensitive topic online, not with us, but I don't know if anybody ever sees the community post on YouTube where we'll post what's going on the Realest 9. There's always discourse in there, and there's always people who are unhappy and feel like, you know, what made us decide to do everything the way that we did, where we post on YouTube sometimes, it seems, and then we always post on Patreon. Terrell, I'll let you answer it.
I think me and Terrance, so to answer that, me and Terrance have been on the net we've been doing this YouTube thing since, no lie, 2012. 2011. Go to the MalloryBros Films page. You can see my senior writer's high school video that we did. It was like a
my true life while I'm walking around my suburban neighborhood saying I'm bad, you know.
Exactly. That was 2012. 13, 14, we did the skits. We was on our skit shit. So we got a long career of understanding YouTube analytics and what you can get out of it based on what you do. If me and Terrance did cooking videos where we're just cooking.
Yeah, we're gonna make
whatever. Cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Funny callback to Century Boys. You made chocolate chip cookies on the 100th episode.
Wow, and I've been munching on these Intamins all this whole podcast.
But if we were those type YouTubers, I feel like we would be more inclined to go the let's get 1 million subs route. But understanding that we built a community of people that love music. We tried everything. It was points, I don't know if y'all know, with Adpocalypse, we was there for that. And at the end of the day, we both got to the point where we wanted to stop working. We wanted to stop working. We worked at Best Buy, slaved at Best Buy for 7 years. And we got to the point where we wanted to get out of that. And so the Patreon is something that came, so many people, my guy John Neal, I know you probably listening to this podcast, Geek Squad, said, man, y'all need to get a Patreon. Had an hour-long conversation. A lot of people know Dev Miami. He's fucking one of the pioneers of this YouTube reaction space.
100%.
Great on Twitch. He's on Twitch right now. He's still on YouTube. Doesn't get the credit he deserves
He's
for
a OG,
being a
for real.
pioneer, a nigga that legit. You may look at his subscriber count and it might not be the same as this guy or that guy, but understand when he walk in the room, it's respect there. The nigga has a Bryson Tiller don't reaction. Not a flashback.
Nah, yeah, no bullshit.
Like,
yeah.
So, Dev was one of the first people that said, man, what y'all really need to do is start a Patreon. So we started Patreon, and the way people have been doing it for a long time is we'll put stuff on Patreon, and then it'll go out on YouTube. But we wanted to really create exclusivity. We wanted to eliminate YouTube. We want to eliminate. Y'all remember our videos used to always get blocked. Everybody else's video would be up, our shit would get taken down. It's certain shit that to this day, we tried to put the Beyonce joint up there, the whole thing. It got blocked worldwide. We don't deal with that no more.
We don't want to deal with that.
That's
y'all
why,
don't realize we put our shit on Vimeo. Y'all remember when we had Vimeo? I don't think y'all realized when we was doing Vimeo videos, we went through the same thing. Or and that was when we was early Realist 9. We would put it up here and then we going to put it on YouTube. You know, we're going to put it from Vimeo and then try to put it on YouTube. Sometimes it'll go up on Vimeo when you go to put it on YouTube. YouTube is like, nah. YouTube is a beast, and we're not, like Terrell said, we're not working with content that is 1,000% ours.
right.
You know what I mean?
And music.
YouTube is gonna snatch the copyright for it. Like, shout out to Kendrick Lamar who made all of his diss tracks able to be monetized, but that is literally like a shooting star. That's a 600,000 plus odd parlay that cashed. And you know what I'm saying?
And then to be honest, as we started to, the Realist 9 started to grow, we started to realize, yo, these are the people right here that are supporting you on a level. I trust me, me and Terrance used to always get in back and forth. So it was like, yo, these people, I used to always be like, we gotta do more for the Patreon. Like, yeah, but Patreon. Like, we used to always have these convos. But we realized that those are the people, if somebody willing to pay you for the content, then it's like, yo, we need to continue to build this community. Now, one thing that I will make clear, we started this podcast. This podcast, like we said, we don't have a podcast deal. We said in the beginning. We don't have a podcast deal. This is how we stay on YouTube. To be honest, I don't know if I can't tell you that in 10 years, we're going to still be standing up reacting to music, right?
Yeah.
The podcast gave us an opportunity to be ourselves, to give our own takes on movies, on fucking shit that happened, life shit. So we didn't want to abandon YouTube, but we wanted to make money on what we was doing, but still have an avenue where if you fuck with these niggas and their opinions, you can still see it.
Yeah.
We also came out with the lowest price option Patreon of any nigga in the industry. $3.
Yeah.
And the price never changed, though I've thought many of days.
And we watched a lot of people when they started their joint, your joint, $10, your joint, $7, your joint, $8. We said, damn, yo, low-key, are we lowballing?
Yeah, we definitely thought about it. One day, that price will change. Like, y'all know that price will change one day. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year.
I haven't heard anything about this nonsense that he's talking about.
I was thinking about that. I would never say, yo, it's $10 now.
Yeah.
It would be probably raised $1 or $2 or something like that eventually if we keep the same.
If anything changes.
If anything changes, right. Like, if we, down the line. But I do think people have been fortunate to only have that. That's just that might be my personal thing. But
I personally think
to have a Patreon for 5 years and never change the price.
To the people who feel like y'all should post on YouTube, y'all should post it on YouTube, right?
Okay,
or
address that.
Y'all missed the bag because y'all don't post on YouTube, or even with these disses right here, y'all are missing the bag. We're not trying to. My question to you is, what bag did we miss? Don't point to me to a nigga who gets 1 million views because you talking about views. We supposed to be talking about a bag. What bag is he getting? Oh, well, Kendrick just took the monetization off for these tracks. Bet. That was dope for this time. But what bag is there really being risked? Are we really risking at this point? Because this is what I tell you. A lot of people say, well, you know what? If you get 1 million views on your video, that mobilizes people to your Patreon. Yeah, but you also got to think about what we're doing with the videos. If you make I told Terrell, people are coming to our videos not really for us. That was something that we had to realize very early on. If you're doing music reactions on any type of reaction, let's say you're doing a video for the new Popeye's chicken sandwich, right? You need to realize that we all clicked this video for the chicken sandwich, bro. It ain't your thumbnail. It ain't because we thought you was dope. When we see you and we don't know you, we really click to see about the sandwich. Now, it's on you to make me watch you eat another sandwich or do something else. It'll be on you. But when people click the video, they're not clicking for you, they're clicking for the sandwich. And it's the same thing with us. When we would do an A$AP Rocky video, or we do a Eminem video, or any video reaction, we had to realize these people are coming for these artists and they leaving after. You know? Outside of the music, it's just me and Terrell. You know what I'm saying? It's this connection right here. And if this wasn't what it was, then we really couldn't put our shit anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll say this too. It gave us a better viewpoint on who wanted, like you said, who wanted to see y'all do whatever. The people that have the realest nine legit watch us react to everything. You could tell it's more genuine. Is it smaller than 400,000 YouTube subscribers? Yes.
Yeah.
We just are also, and then one of the things that a lot of people don't get is that the YouTube channel is still growing. Is it growing slower? Sure. But the realest nine is growing even faster.
Right,
because
and the Realest
people
Nine
know
are the people who really fuck with us.
Exactly.
And look, we could do whatever we want on Realest Nine. We could put whatever we want up there.
Play the music,
Play the
loud as
music.
fuck. Y'all see how now all of a sudden you hear like studio level quality from our music? Like it sounds like you listening to the track with us and not on the fuck. Y'all remember that loud ass speaker we had? We don't do that shit like that no more, but because we can. There was no way we could do that. And also, we never made it so that you have to do anything.
You don't have to. Now, I'll get the people who say, y'all didn't post a Breezy reaction ever, or y'all never posted the Chris Brown 11:11, or y'all didn't post Beyonce Renaissance is not on YouTube. There are certain L's that I will admit to taking behind being so for the Realest Nine on Patreon that I feel like people do feel like they're missing out on some of our content. So everything that y'all saying is not just washed away with, oh, fuck y'all, if you don't want the Patreon, if you don't want to pay me, I don't care. It's not that. It's just about what's more important. My original point about how, oh, y'all missing out on a bag. We're not missing out on a bag. We're not. We're missing out on exposure. We might be missing out on, but not even really that. You know what I'm saying?
Like the connections are getting stronger. Like it's actually getting a lot better. But I definitely understand that. You know what? There has to be compromise.
100%.
And so that's something that we are definitely thinking about when it comes to.
Like, I'll ask y'all this for some people who say, oh, well, you know what? I would fuck with y'all Patreon, but it's not, it's not legal here. If YouTube is legal there, we're thinking about putting the Realest 9 also on YouTube. It'll be the same $3. Like no price raise or nothing like that, but we was thinking about doing that for some people who have access to YouTube and still want to be a part of the Realest 9.
And it all depends on if those videos go up there, because when you go back to YouTube, even if you're doing your exclusivity joint, you dealing with their copyright machine.
100%. Y'all see, hey, look, we was trying. We put up the best track, the best tracks from albums we want to keep doing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think at the end of the year, and I'm just literally spitballing this on air to you, I think we should start doing at the end of the year like a Patreon dump. Joe Budden does it every year. Flagrant does it. Okay, maybe we start saying, you know what, the year in music is over.
Or even like some of the old shit we can put out. But my question to y'all is if y'all would want to see it that late. I don't know. Why is Terrance not watching AOT?
I don't know, y'all. Legit, he watched the first 3 episodes or something like that, and then I don't think he ever went back to it. I picked up AOT because of niggas on Twitter saying, yo, if you get into anime, I had one day said, I'm trying to get into anime. What should I watch? Niggas said AOT, and I hate that y'all did this to me. You know why? Because I'm being told that I'm watching one of the best animes of all time, that now I'm afraid that my bar is set way too high. And now I'm going to be expecting that level from everything anime that I watch. So I'm going to have to temper it because I know not everything is as good as Attack on Titan, but I don't know why Terrance is not watching.
It's funny, I'm going to say this on the podcast because we've been waiting. I was just going to throw it up, but I'll throw it out there. I am definitely joining the District 9 in a major way. I ain't going to say what I'm watching, right?
That's good news.
But I'm joining the District 9 because I felt a little outside of it. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, District 9 was my idea. Terrell, you can admit that.
Sure.
And then I gave him the whole 9.
It's because I don't feel like doing the brain work to think. Go ahead.
Look, think of a reason, an excuse. District 9 is something that I said, yo, we need something with some film content. And it really just started with Terrell watching AOT. I want to go to the movies more and do more movie reactions, but I'll keep it 100 amidst everything else. That's a little tougher. But
I asked about the AOT. I'm sorry, I want to make sure we get their name.
That person, damn, Terrell.
You just lost it. Damn, shout out to you. Fucked up. Terrance?
His name is Anachi.
Anache.
Why you keep trying to say the name different from how I say it?
I try to add a little flavor.
All right, bet. Anyway,
it might be Anochi.
It might be Anochi. Either way, I got something special coming to the District 9. Trust me. And for the people asking about the Discord, give me 2 weeks. Wax, Terrell.
Okay.
Give me 2 weeks.
All right, look, I got a question. This is from...
There we go. Another motherfucker
This is from
out.
Javion. I'm trying to get away from all of the work questions, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to get the more personal ones. Somebody said, Javion, shout out to Javion. He said, how's y'all relationships with y'all girlfriends, and how is parenting for Terrell, and how is Terrance feeling about becoming a father? Javion, I'm engaged. I got a fiance. Get married next year, hopefully. But I would say, for me, to start, my relationship is great, man. My fiance is very supportive in this whole thing. Though y'all don't see her, though she don't be on the net, I don't know if y'all ever seen G for real. I don't know if y'all ever will. But she's very supportive. Like, it's crazy because when we got together, she didn't do the social media thing. I've told the story before. She didn't do social media. I was a big social media guy, and honestly, if she knew I did social media, she would have never talked to me. If she knew I was a nigga that had, some type of following and you're on the internet, I would have never done that. You know what I'm saying? But she fell in love with a murderer.
It would be dope to see me talk about y'all relationship and then you talk about mine. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah.
Because I could sit here and be like, oh, my girl's great.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And then I'll talk about the fatherhood. We could talk about fatherhood next.
Yeah. But just to piggyback what Terrell said, I'm definitely the happiest I've ever been in my life, y'all. I was in hell, I think. I was in hell before this, just mentally. And I would say it was me. You know what I'm saying? I think I was in, I don't know. I think I was in a transitional period in my life where we were moving from working for somebody to working for yourself and entrepreneurship and figuring all of that shit out.
Yeah.
I think, there were a lot of things that I really couldn't manage. I ain't gonna lie, fuck that. I was ready for something, and I think there was things that weren't necessarily ready for me. And like I've told y'all before, I think A-Train changed my life. That's my everything. Like the nigga flex on me a little bit. Oh, I'm engaged. Fuck you, nigga. Watch how I end my year, pussy.
All right, bet. First of all,
You try to come for me, it looks shit on a nigga.
That shit was not about you. It's about this man saying, how do y'all girlfriends feel?
No, it's all good, because
player.
I'm supposed to take that ego strike. Look, if I ain't get the ego strike, then I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I'd be less a man.
Kendrick.
But I ain't running from it, because I should take that ego strike. Fellas, you should take that ego strike. You see another nigga give his girl roses, and you think about, damn,
Let me hit
them tulips in
man
May,
on the road. Hey, bruh.
September. Yeah, you should feel that. If not, come on. But either way, to talk about Terrell and his relationship, y'all do not know. Me and G, I went from living with Terrell to Terrell going and living with G. So I get to watch Gigi support Terrell in ways that I used to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And as a twin, that's super important. Like knowing that his girl got him. And I think the best thing that ever happened to Terrell was Gigi. Mm-hmm. Would love for her to hear me and see me saying this. Best thing that ever happened to Terrell was Gigi. I'm telling you, he's a completely different dude. Like, I knew him in all of them hell days. And he was the best nigga because I had my hell days and he had his hell days. And it was like, fellas, we all know, and ladies, y'all know, it's nothing better than being able to be going through a ain't shit relationship with another motherfucker who's also in an ain't shit relationship. And y'all can say, hey, let me tell you the bullshit she did. And then he like, okay, let me tell you the bullshit she did. Yeah. It's nothing better than that. And it's also very heavy to lose that person in your life. You know what I mean? And when Terrell got with G, his life got way cleaner. It's almost like this nigga went to rehab. No more issues. I used to be waiting for them to argue. Him and his girl never argue. Terrell and G, they never have problems.
We argue.
They might argue, but like he, based on how I knew him and how he used to come to me, they don't do that.
For sure. And I hope you know that I would still be upfront about certain things. Like if I used to lean on you when I had issues.
Yeah.
You're still my lean person.
Nah, for sure.
But I am in a healthy relationship that.
And I'm not even talking about the issues.
To how good I just wouldn't want you to think this nigga be hiding shit from me now or don't
Terrell
tell me
will
shit.
hide shit from me. I hope y'all know that. Terrell didn't tell me about his first kiss.
I think certain things should be private until you
Your
decide.
first kiss?
Terrance, first of all, I don't know why I never told you that. And he's held a grudge. He's held a grudge since 6th grade. It's ridiculous.
I can't believe it.
And that wasn't even my first kiss. That was my first real kiss.
Oh, okay, that wasn't your first kiss. Yeah, that wasn't your first kiss. That was the first real one, though. It was like, damn. Look, and guess what, y'all? I ain't found out till after my first real kiss. I'm like, yeah, so I was standing there. First off, my first real kiss, I was nervous as fuck. I ain't gonna say what it was, but I think I was at my first real kiss.
You was at Six Flags, and y'all told me the third wheel with y'all, and then I was literally walking around alone because the piece I was trying to link up with was on some bad bitch shit, and she was with her friends. Didn't give a fuck about me. I was literally walking around that park alone, but I do remember y'all.
I'm gonna keep it a stack, y'all. Some of y'all have the same story as me.
Terrance, don't be long-winded.
I'm just gonna say something short.
Okay.
I was so damn nervous. I was telling the shorty, I said, give me a minute, and I'ma do it.
Hold on.
Give me a minute.
She's sitting there
and I'ma do it. And she was sitting there like this the whole time. And you know what? You could have looked a little bit more inviting. The fuck you sitting there looking confused? I'm sitting over there, my palms sweaty, knees weak, arms is heavy. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to go over and just do this shit. I stood there. Y'all know I did that for like an hour at Six Flags. And we would talk about shit. And look, she would start a convo, and I would say, thank God, she giving me time to bake. Anyway, Gigi and Terrell got a dope ass family situation. That's all I'll say. Dope family. I love them both. Gigi is his rock. I'm for sure that's sis for life.
Yeah.
So you better not.
Would never.
Fuck that up.
Would never.
That's still gonna be sis.
Would never. I can't. But man, what could I say? I don't want to turn this into a fucking
Nah, they like when we
fest.
do the...
But in short, I had many nights that I left out of this place worried about this guy. Just because he just wasn't.
I went
The
through...
nigga was not happy. He was not.
You ain't walk out of this place. You talking about the last place. It wasn't nice you walked out of this place. I was
Terrance,
better.
nah, you was better, but even though the train was in Seattle, you was still in this. She wasn't here. You wasn't as happy because you had your person, but you weren't able to do what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going home to mine every day.
Nah, yeah.
So you did the phone thing, but I will say, them days that Terrance talking about, the dark days, you know how a motherfucker start talking about some, yeah, it was rough for me for a little while, but I'm better. The people that was there for the rough, that sentence doesn't say shit compared to what it really was. This motherfucker was depressed. He was going through it. He was reeling. You remember when Kendrick said the famous act that we once knew was something and now spiraling? This nigga was spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was just more angry. He would be more angry. Even on the pod, it seemed sometimes when we argued, sometimes it didn't go in.
Yeah.
The nigga was just angry. And I can truly say that woman behind that door changed this nigga's life for real. Before her even coming here, it looked different in here now. This shit wasn't Terrance's idea.
Terrell, come on. A-Train got the balloons because we had a busy week. But come on. You supposed to be showing love.
No, yeah.
But you're right. They wouldn't be up there without
I think
that.
she changed his life for the better. I feel like she saved my guy from a... I sit like Thanos on the motherfucking step now because I know when I leave, you straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that mean more... She mean more to me because of what she's giving you than she'll ever imagine. The fact that I just went through having a child and you getting ready to go through it, bro, you have no idea how excited I am to just witness it. Just to witness.
And Terrell was there for all...
I also know the Terrance that had a crush on in 2015, 16. Let me tell y'all how annoying Tumblr Terrance was. The nigga was so irritating with his fucking page. Used to sit up all night adding pictures and... Oh, look at my Tumblr, bro. Scroll. I don't give a fuck.
Real one.
But
real social media niggas from that era. Fuck you talking about.
He was definitely a that nigga, but I remember him having a crush on this girl. I remember when the nigga sent her a DM and sent her a book or some shit like that. And I'm like, this nigga's... It's like if your man said, yo, I just DM'd... I don't want to say Ruby Rose because she too much celebrity, but a type chick that you like, you're not going to get her, bro. All right.
And back then in 2015,
the fact that...
I was a little...
Nah, yeah, we was ugly back then, bro. We was not handsome. I'm sorry. That's one of the things, like, you just got to be like, keep it 100 with yourself. But seeing what y'all have seen, the fact that you ended up being with her, bro, that's why I can't tell this man nothing about this 9 shit.
No way.
It was literally written, man.
That's my 9.
It was written, man. And honestly, it's a beautiful thing to see. I hope y'all I wish y'all nothing but success, nothing but good vibes. I wish y'all nothing but a positive first year of life. That child's first birthday, crew coming up, 6th of next month. Everybody better tell my boy happy birthday through me. But making it through the first 2 years of a child's life, they say is the biggest testament to if a relationship will work or not. Because it is legit sleep deprivation, stress, fucking fear, terror.
So you're supposed to be talking about me and my relationship. No, you're talking about being a parent.
No. I'm talking about that. I'm saying I wish y'all nothing but success. And the next 2 years is going to be a true testament to y'all love for each other.
I feel that. We're going to pass the flying colors. Fuck out of here. New
You.
parents are so annoying. Look at the nigga.
We should talk about the parents. And they asked me about fatherhood. And they asked you about, Javion said how you feel about being a father. And I'm going to add 2 more people. One more person. Shout out to Justin. Justin said, have you ever thought about bringing ladies on the podcast and having them on some of the reactions? Hell no. Maybe Terrance has because they a little bit more social. But G, my girl's...
Adding to the... Nah.
It just would fuck up the dynamic. I wouldn't even want to put them...
I don't want to...
You know how it is when a show add one guest. That's hell.
Nah, yeah.
I feel like that dynamic we have is great, and I love that they don't have to carry the weight of this unless they want to. I love that On can chime in and chime out.
Nah, yeah.
People not beating her door down for shit like they are us. But Justin also said, damn, my bad, Justin. I don't think that was you.
Justin said, hold on, wait. I asked about.
He said, seeing a 4 view on the Beyonce reaction would have been dope as fuck. That would have been dope. But somebody asked me, Andre Ray said, how has becoming a father affected how you guys perceive music moving forward?
It hasn't changed the way that I see.
Nigga, you almost shed a tear when Beyonce sung that.
Well, that's true. Certain songs definitely hit different. And then certain songs feel more like, I don't connect it so much to myself and a kid,
Fun fact, if you go back and watch the Beyonce Cowboy Carter reaction on Patreon, and you look at the daughter joint, and Terrance said, man, that's a heavy track. Man, this is crazy.
Nah, it wasn't daughter. It was Projector.
It was... Yes.
Or Protector.
I'm sorry, Protector. When he listened to Protector, we both knew about the kid, but y'all didn't know yet, so he couldn't say, but the nigga was affected. So I would say listening to music, for me, for sure, it 100% changes when you have a kid, for sure. Like Kendrick saying, waking them up. You don't know nothing about that part. And that part is just no way you can't fuck with it. When I listen to Father Time, but I got daddy issues, that's on me. Like, dog, it's just a different level, and it will change you 100%. It's almost like a nigga, if you work at AutoZone and the nigga start rapping about, hey, nigga came in looking for screws for his... You're just going to feel that different. It's the same thing with anything, not just fatherhood.
Will y'all ever start streaming? Chris Arellano. Would y'all ever start streaming? 100% in the future.
Yes. And you know what, y'all? I think we thought about doing Mallory Bros Twitch. And this was before I found out about Crew. And we lived together. It was easy. We legit had a setup upstairs. I did an episode of Pick a Side Podcast where you could see me sitting in front of this random ass red mic. That was going to be our Twitch setup. But when I found out I was having a baby, life shit kind of took over, and it was like, all right, now I got to figure out how we can, me and G, we have to live together. We can't keep driving. G lived an hour away from me when we first met, and that shit was cool, but now that we having a baby, we had to live together, so it just kind of fucked everything up. But I do think that is something that we 100% will do in the future, because that's the future of this shit that we're not participating in.
Yeah, 100%. And then, like he's saying, Mallory Bros Twitch was one thing, but we started feeling like, damn, it might need to be our own situation where Terrell could just jump on, and if I need to join with him, I would join with him. Just think about the AMP dudes like Kai Cenat or Duke Dennis.
Yeah, Phantom has his own joint. They sometimes get on each other.
They sometimes be on each other's, but for the most part, it's one-on-one. And that was the hard part, the equipment, figuring it out, shit like that. And a lot of that stuff we have and can start, so that's definitely in the plans. We just want to, one thing about me and Terrell, we've taken L's behind saying we're going to do something and then not. I think a lot of you know that.
Yes.
Oh, y'all, you know what? We getting ready to react to, look, we're going to do every jam session from the year 2000 to the current year.
Uh-huh.
And look, a question that was on here, where is it? Are y'all still going to do the jam sessions? Who is that from? Let me find that. I was just there. The person that asked if we were still going to be doing the jam sessions. You know who you are. I know it sucks to not get that.
Somebody said any chance for more, which is better. And I'm Ace too cool, AC too cool. This motherfucker cool.
For those who asked about the which is better and the jam sessions and the things that y'all started fucking with us heavy for, yes. Y'all need to realize that when Terrell got the idea to use the mics for the reactions, it changed the complete layout of how we expected to do shit. Uh-huh. We went through so many issues. We were using a Sonos Play 5. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if y'all remember that first video we did. I don't know if it was first person shooter or whatever. The first video we did here, people were like, yo, there's an echo. Yo, there's an echo.
It's on YouTube. It's the Drake 8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Yes.
I want to say it's that. It's on YouTube. But people were like, yo, the audio kind of fucked up. Yo, y'all audio is fucked up. And we got a new camera. Y'all know new cameras don't have the best audio. So That's when we got the idea that, you know what? Let's get way more professional with this shit.
Nah, yeah.
It was a leap, and it was a risk, and we took it, and it ended up working out.
And to switch and do it this way, I feel like, yo, we about to have so much fun with jam sessions, so much more fun with the Witches Betters. Terrell doesn't want to do it. I want y'all to put the pressure on him. Vultures won versus her loss. I promise you, I will win with that Vultures album. And I just feel like the energy would be so much fun.
You need to worry about if you're gonna get a Vultures 2 or not. Did you see?
They said we could drop it this week, next Friday, whenever. It's never coming.
Yeah, like, all right. But I'm honestly, if niggas say they want it, then I'll give you that smoke because,
God damn it.
this motherfucker, you must have applied for a credit card or something.
I don't know what it is, bro.
Terrance keep getting these phone calls. You know, if you ever fuck around and say, let me see what it would cost me if I change my insurance. Now you got, hey, we're calling from Liberty Mutual. Saw your request. Somebody said, look, my man Bryson Williams, 9. He said, do you believe in aliens?
I 100% believe in aliens. Did y'all just see them motherfuckers that was in Miami and they cleared that shit up real quick? Those was real aliens. Big space-like creatures. Where they go?
I don't feel like we live in a galaxy that is as big as it is. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the video where they go from like outside way in the back crazy distance of the galaxy and they zoom all the way through. You're going through all of this shit up to the Earth. It's no way we the only alive things. They just haven't found our planet and blew it up yet. We're on borrowed time.
That's very true.
Honestly, I would be surprised if it was just us. I had my son, we were planting trees at my dad's, and I'm digging in the motherfucking dirt, and I got a worm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I go to crew with her, and my mom's like, don't put that worm next to. And I'm like, dog, this is the essence of life right here. I just got this from the fucking dirt.
Okay.
There gotta be life out there somewhere, bro.
I think it definitely has to be. Like, there's no way that we the only motherfuckers here. And I feel like we not as big and bad as we thought. Did y'all see that video that was on the TL with the all the animal speeds? They got humans at the very beginning of that joint. I said, damn.
Look, I know you got a question, but another... Devion says, Terrance, how have you been since you slowed down smoking weed? And have you had any more nightmares/dreams?
Nuts. Y'all know how Nipsey Hussle said, I stopped smoking weed and I relapsed, nigga. That is literally, I could get it tatted. But I use weed creatively. I'm not somebody that's like, yo, you got any, you know what I'm saying? I never smoke with anybody for real. I don't like to smoke in front of or around A-Train like that. She don't give a fuck, but I just don't really like doing it like that. I never smell like weed. My whip don't smell like weed. My crib don't smell like weed. I use it for the most creative, for creative processes like editing. Sometimes I smoke before we shoot. When I was stressed out before, I definitely smoked. Okay?
Yeah.
But I use it in that sense. I used to be so dependent on it before. And y'all remember that episode, I think it was called The Upside Down, where we talked about where I went through and I had to legit quit because it was taking over my life. Sometimes it does still get in and out of the way. It's almost like my folks who might have a bad habit of, you might be eating ice cream a lot. Or you know how you just fucking with vanilla ice cream until your stomach start turning or some shit? It's one of those things where I gotta manage. I gotta manage the ins and outs of it, But yes, I do still have nightmares when I slow up. I'm telling you, if anybody who's smoking, your biggest withdrawal symptom that you'll have. I mean, you could literally, if you smoke every day, go a day and not smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You will literally have nightmares. They tough because the sober mind is so clear. That's why your dreams get clear. But I think I saw one, Terrell. Why don't y'all react to NBA YoungBoy? That's a good question.
I'm not gonna lie. NBA YoungBoy probably gonna be one of my top artists of the year. I listen to a lot of YoungBoy.
But why has he never been on the channel?
I have no idea. You know what? Honestly, I feel like when I'm not in the right circles for YoungBoy to
we don't
catch
see when
his
he
releases.
drops. Yeah.
I need to get better about that. Y'all feel free to send us the YoungBoy albums when they're announced, so we can plan to shoot them. Sometimes
And that was
the
by
nigga
Tyvon. My bad, Tyvon.
Shout out to Tyvon. You sound like a nigga that listen to YoungBoy.
I knew you was gonna say, don't do that.
It's
What does your
it's
name sound like?
It's all love.
Nigga sound like he listens to blues.
J. Cole. Nigga said who you're a nigga. A nigga literally just said you're a nigga named Terrell. You listen to J. Cole. He was right like shit.
No bullshit.
But sometimes YoungBoy projects be long as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am also not a crooning YoungBoy fan. I don't like that red eye. I don't like when he sing. I like I'm gonna kill you, YoungBoy. I like when I listen to oh my God. First of all, AI YoungBoy 2 is flawless. We might do a flashback for that one day. My mama say the streets ain't for me. My only choice to slang iron. I like that YoungBoy. I don't like when he do the crying shit though. I like when he on his raw shit.
Nah, yeah.
But maybe one day.
I like NBA YoungBoy. I will say it's hard for us to get in front of his releases because they're not so out there like that. I always find out about the YoungBoy track like a week or two after it come out. Mm-hmm. I've even watched reactions to whatever, and I hope y'all know that. I'll be watching some of y'all reactions. You could be the smallest channel. I have seen the shit.
Let me ask you this as a follow-up because I know you got one. But Bilal Motley says, do y'all ever hear from the artist after y'all reviews or reactions?
Sometimes. We've had some, you don't hear from the artist more than you hear from their camp or the label that they're under. You won't, sometimes we'll hear from artists direct, but I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. It's always business. It's not a lot of.
Not a lot of personal. The only person that like said, yo, I fuck with y'all. I want to, let me see this is like, Metro, Beyonce has seen
Beyonce the only one.
Beyonce probably the only one that legit probably like saw one of our reactions and said, I want to bring them to the tour. When Yvette called me, I was sitting outside the Best Buy. And she was like, hey, my name is Yvette. I'm this is like super inside. I don't even know if I should be saying this. But she was like, hey, I'm Beyonce's publicist, and we just wanted to invite you guys to the whatever tour. I'm like, this is a fucking joke.
Huh?
What?
Because that was after we did the
that was after they dropped
Black Everything? Not Black Everything.
The Carter's album.
Okay, yeah.
With Ape Shit and all of that, they saw our reaction. And they I guess they just fuck with it. And they just wanted us to come out there. And that was the dopest experience, one of the dopest experiences, one of the highlights of my life as a content creator.
One of the questions was that. What was one of the biggest musical moments of this? It was that. Because it said, damn, we shot that one video and now we standing in Gillette Stadium in Cleveland.
Yes. I remember me and Terrance.
Club Carter.
Yeah. Looking at Beyonce and her doing that. And looking at Jay-Z and him doing that.
We didn't get that on camera.
We didn't get that on camera. But getting the visual I Know You from them was the craziest thing ever.
We met Chloe and Haley when they were still Golden Hour.
When they was still way before. It was before then. It was when they were doing
they were so much younger.
They were so young. Talk to their parents.
Chloe, that was when we met Steve. That was one of the biggest moments of our life.
Truly was. Now look, Beyonce and Jay could have completely forgotten about us by now.
For sure.
They come across so many people, so many creators, but that's why you never really know. That's why if anybody ever see me and want to take a pic for some reason you think I'm that dope, I will always be down because you never know how somebody could fuck with you. Jay-Z don't know how much I fuck with him. Beyonce don't know that she like, there's God, humans, Beyonce.
Nigga.
Sorry. Like, I would legit cry if she walked in here right now. That's how big of a fan I am of just her as a person.
I would never cry in front of another human being. Beyonce's an eagle. I'm an eagle.
Beyonce walk in, I just may be in shock. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in the Target.
I'd be in shock, y'all like too.
You're right.
Cry?
Yeah, bro. I cried when she sang Resentment in front of me at the tour.
That's true, and that is on camera. This message is from Thomas Davis. This is a little X-rated, y'all. Who got more pussy growing up?
Me. Tell the truth, Terrance. Come on, I put you on. I put you in this game.
Terrell, you didn't put me in no game. I had to figure out my way. Bitch ass nigga never lined me up with anything. That would have been nice type shit.
You probably would think me and Terrance had way more two-man missions.
Nah.
Or way more bitches missions. But to be realistic, one of us was always in a fucking relationship. He's in a relationship. I'm not. I'm on my bachelor shit. I'm in a relationship. He's not. He's on his bachelor shit. We did not get the heyday of us both being single and dating. We didn't get it.
We didn't.
And I'm not saying that like I want it, because my girl will say, you sound like in the video, you want to... I don't want that. I'm just talking about the fact that we didn't get that. You know? And a lot of people be like, I know y'all probably used to... You know how old niggas are?
Old niggas are
y'all probably
disgusting.
used to kill back in the day. Nah,
I think we did, though. Not like how they
We
be
did,
thinking,
but not how they be thinking.
Nah, yeah.
I definitely got more pussy than you early. I will say
Earlier, because y'all know why?
we both have
We was twins, and Terrell was getting his growth spurts first. Terrell had facial hair before me. He was bigger than me. This nigga got in the gym at one point. Y'all know when Terrell got in the gym, I was a stick figure, and the nigga was this big brolic. Why y'all think I always call Terrell brolic? And I always used to say he's big.
And the nigga surpassed me.
Only because he used to, that was like my defense mechanism, because the nigga was, Terrell, think about it, I'm the oldest, but I always feel like Terrell was low-key supposed to be the oldest. He's always been bigger than me. Did everything first, tied his shoe first, would learn how to
Walk first,
first words first.
Mm-hmm. I taught Terrance how to tie his shoe. This motherfucker was doing the loop and then tie the loops. I taught him how to take the one loop, wrap it around, boom.
I was doing bunny
He was
ears
bunny
for a minute.
earing, which is that some of you niggas are 40 years old still bunny earing, and it's completely fine.
The fuck? Bunny, turn around.
Goes and tie.
You wondering why your Timbos keep going unloose.
But
But I definitely think early on Terrell had a little bit more motion than me. It is what it is. But that was at a point in life where y'all, it really don't matter. It
And-
really did
yeah.
not matter back then. You know?
And you know what? My pussy days were so... Wow, pussy days sounds terrible.
my pussy days. That's crazy.
That's gonna be the name of the podcast.
Nah,
the one that
no,
created-
yeah, if it wasn't.
Episode 200. I know. But my days of, like, my heyday of when, like, I always talk about 2017, 2018, right? My hey. I was working so hard that I don't even remember enjoying all of that. You know what I'm saying? I was such a slave to a corporation and trying to figure this out at the same time that I don't even remember not that I don't remember a lot of it, but a lot of it don't feel valuable, you know?
Nah, yeah. It wasn't really like I don't think you was smoking me either.
No, I wasn't. You got a cool roster. We both got cool roster. Nigga could never come for me and say I wasn't a sniper. I was a sniper back in the day. I was.
All right,
I
chill.
was a sharpshooter. Sorry. We
Chill,
talking about the
because I can
past.
get it off, but I'm not going to do that.
You should.
Terrell, I'm not getting that off.
You can't. I mean, because it don't
I'm
mean
talking
nothing.
about you because I don't think G wants to hear that you was such a sniper.
I was a sharpshooter. Gigi, she know. Look, like I start something. She knows she's lucky to. She's lucky.
I definitely think as I got older, I definitely became more of a confident dude. And I feel like somebody asked me a question in here about confidence. And I think once I started really being myself, I started seeing more people gravitate to me, both men and women. The people I work with, dudes, I was having better convos, making better friends.
Yeah.
And then I was getting way more women when I stopped trying to be this DMV nigga or, oh, I watch a whole bunch of this person's videos. I'm trying to be like this person. The best you is the real you. You know what I'm saying? The best version of you is the true you.
Yeah.
You trying to do all of this other stuff, and I'm telling you, you're just standing in the way of what's real. And let me tell you, all of that bullshit you putting up in the front, shorty gonna do all of this, and then she gonna see the real you.
The real
and she
you,
gonna make her
yeah.
choice even now or later.
It's crazy how these questions run into each other. Shout out to Nico Diaz from Spain. He said, have you guys learned anything new about each other by making this podcast? Much love from Spain. Realest Nine is worldwide. Love to hear it.
Love it.
But that is something that I would say YouTube kind of helped me with as well. We've been doing YouTube, like the Migos reaction went up in 2015. And me and Terrance always said when we started a YouTube channel that we wanted to make sure we don't have camera faces. And what we mean by that, we didn't want to get on there trying to be cute and licking our lips and trying to impress women. We wanted to be authentically the people that if you see me in person, this is who I'm going to be.
Nah, yeah.
And in turn, it made you embrace every flaw about yourself because fuck it.
And guess what? Motherfuckers are going to call you out.
They're going to talk
Damn,
about
this
you.
motherfucker got a little slight lisp.
This motherfucker, yeah.
You've been talking regular your whole life. Now you looking at your camera weird.
Yeah. The things you're not happy with about yourself, when you got to see yourself and see yourself and see yourself, and you learn to accept it. Not saying you got to like it, because I still wish I could do this and that and that. I still trying to figure certain shit out about my appearance. But once you accept it, it makes you 10 times more confident. I literally am not afraid to speak in front of anybody, because that's why I speak in front of the world every week. Motherfuckers say you ugly, you a bitch ass nigga, you a dick rider, you this, you that. That's why y'all think I get my takes off on Twitter and not be afraid that you get niggas say, you know what, I am sick of you.
We've been through too much of it.
I've been killed weekly, daily for years, to the point where you become hard. And I grew up PG County.
Come on. Skin
different.
Like I said, you wasn't really getting your ass beat, or you wasn't in gang shit more than you was just getting cooked. And it could be by your homeboy. So guess what? That means he could cook you tomorrow. And then the next day.
Jacob Cole asks, did y'all get into The Weeknd back in 2011 when House of Balloons and his other old stuff was dropping? Would love to hear y'all's journey with The Weeknd. The answer is yes.
100% early
Wicked
Weeknd.
Games was my favorite.
I think
track.
high from this.
What's the...
Is it high from this or high off this?
You
wanna be high for this. That was the first Weeknd song that I've ever loved.
What's the joint where he'd be like, Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone
was my first favorite Weeknd song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fucked around, and now I'm engaged to a woman that loves a Weeknd. Big Weeknd fan, can't tell her nothing about him. So she makes me a bigger Weeknd fan. I'm excited for his next album. He's the only one that I feel like is gonna come out of this beef unscathed. They were talking about how Drake said all that stuff about The Weeknd, but honestly, if The Weeknd drop, he's good.
Yeah, and I don't think none of that stuff was really direct. Like, I also think Future, Metro, they kind of skating away from the beef. I wanted to look at one. It's so crazy. I keep seeing one, and then I'll go past it looking for another one, but then I can't go back.
Bryson, Bryson, I can't do too many of your questions. Shout out to you for putting a lot, but I gotta be fair. Austin Patton said, could we possibly get a top 5 or 10 movies of all time for each of you?
That's tough, Austin.
That is very tough. I will say,
Austin,
just name
that's
off the
tough.
top of your head some of your favorite movies. If you want me to go first, I'll go so you can think.
That shit's about to blow me, because I don't like... My list will be like Quentin Tarantino's list, where it will always change, but I'm just going to rapid fire movies that literally will not leave my top 10. But I'm going to give you 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm a film school student, grew up in the 90s. I have to put Pulp Fiction on the list. Mm-hmm. That's just our film school. Number 2, I'm not even going to say number 2. I'm just naming 5. But Pulp Fiction's on the list. Chungking Express. That's on the list. That is literally one of my favorite movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
In that movie, just a fun fact, because we do this shit. In that movie, they played a song, California Dreamin', 9 times. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Just had to throw that out there, because, are you kidding me? That's been one of my favorite movies. And the main reason why I love the movie is because of its use of song. Belly has to be on the list.
Belly is your list.
It is one of the most beautiful films of all time. Of all time. Now, y'all, these are my personal favorites, not best of all time. Right?
The question, well, yeah, we just said favorite. We changed it, even though Austin did say all time.
Best films of all time?
Top 5, 10 movies of all time from you. So he really didn't say best of, just your top 5, I guess. So
my top 5, honestly, I'm sorry. I don't think I've named a miss yet. I'm going to just leave it at that 3. I don't really know. I don't really want to go down.
Let me say something that some will probably come to you. My favorite film of all time is Inception. Every time I watch it, and I've seen it 1,000 times.
That's in my 10.
Yeah, it just gets better every time I watch it. My favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is Inglourious Basterds. I don't think he has a film better than that. And I'm in the very minority. Everybody loves Pulp. Everybody loves...
That's a majority.
But Inglourious Basterds, to me, is his best work to date. The idea that you can take Nazis and put them in a theater and watch, and have them watching a slaughter, and then have your audience be doing the exact same thing I just love that movie. Inception, Inglourious Basterds, Boys in the Hood. To me,
Classic.
It just one of the realest, most authentic portrayals of dealing with the weight of death. I'm gonna do a video on that. That's something I got coming to the District 9 when I finish this fucking AOT. But I got scenes from that I want to do. Fucking
Do the Right Thing. Not Do the Right Thing. Mo Better Blues would be definitely in my.
Mo Better's a good one.
Because you know I'm a love story guy.
All Spike's films. Do the Right Thing. Fucking
Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever.
You said Do the Right Thing. Yes.
Of course, there's like the funny films, of course, that you just can't escape. Friday. The Friday series is so classic. Fucking, what else do I love?
Sorry, Austin. Is Austin that asked the question?
Yeah, that's a loaded question
That's
for
a super loaded on the spot question. I'm gonna definitely think about that, and maybe that'd be a dope video for the District 9 Terrell.
Yeah,
Like the top
eventually,
5 movies you really think about it and show. Because
Really
I know
giving it
like
thought.
Godfather has to be.
If you
on
ask me my favorite,
my
yes,
list.
yes,
You know?
100%. If you ask me my favorite TV shows of all time, I would literally like that. But
let's hear it.
But yeah, we over the 2-hour mark. We'll do a few more. And honestly, I'm gonna leave this post up on the Patreon that everybody commented because we may have to come back to some of these questions, bro.
Nah, 100%. There's so many in here. This person, Shane Mathis, all one name. More vlogs in the future, for sure. Excited to get back to that. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I kind of did way too much shooting and not enough putting this shit together. So now I feel like I have an attic full of a year worth of shit. And I'm like, oh, do I want to use this or do I want to not use that? Do I want to use this or not use that? And I feel like I put out such a good fucking last vlog and never did another one.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that if y'all said this pussy ass nigga didn't even want to put a vlog up, he ain't want to do the vlogs, you ain't going to get no pushback from me. I'm going to just be like, damn, these motherfuckers right. Me and Terrell have started so many things that people can request. When y'all gonna do Which Is Better? When y'all gonna do
One Gotta
Jam
Go.
Session? One Gotta Go. When y'all gonna bring this back? Vlogs.
Versus
Or why haven't y'all yet done
Twitch.
You know?
We just that's out. But you know what?
I think that's a
I'm
good
grateful for
problem.
that.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have. Somebody said Terrell almost Obi Okasi, shout out to you. He said Terrell almost told the story of his first time smoking weed on a previous podcast. He said it was a crazy story, but never told it. Very, very quickly. We was in a park. I had never done this. We had like 3 J's, whatever. And y'all know how like the first couple times you got high, you didn't really get like the real high. It took a minute for you to be like, oh shit, this is high. So my first time experiencing that, all of a sudden, all I remember is ash in a blunt, and then I don't remember standing up. I remember ash in a blunt, and then now I am walking. And I remember Terrance and my boy Miguel saying, come on, y'all, because I feel like it's cops coming or something. I legit started thinking, I'm in a dream. It felt like that because I'm like, my whole world is like, I have never seen myself like this before. When I sit in the car, I literally do this to Terrance's face.
I'll never forget, and he's really touching me right now.
I touched a nigga just like that.
And I was thinking,
and then Terrance does the worst thing you ever do to a nigga that's very high for the first time. He looks at me and he says, hold up, y'all. I think something wrong with him.
I said, this nigga tweaking.
Do y'all know,
this nigga tweaking.
I legit went into a panic. Y'all don't even realize that last night I was high as fuck and I got in the shower and then my YouTube thing said Drake, The Heart, Part 6. I said, shit. I'm literally, and my high is, that was for the first time, bro. And
Terrell's like a nigga that just found his son's weed and
he's
now he's
smoking it.
smoking. You took your son's weed and now he's smoking it.
No, that's funny as shit. That is funny
It's
as
accurate.
shit. But last night I felt that feeling again of like, get your shit together. But y'all, I ended up tripping out bad as fuck. They brought me home. They sat me on the couch. I'm literally, there's a video that y'all will never see of me just literally sitting on the couch trying to find myself. I was so high. I felt like I wanted to call an ambulance. They wouldn't call an ambulance for me. It was bad. And then when I smoked in college again, I started feeling like that again. I got spooked and said, I'm never doing it
He said,
again.
I'm never doing it again. Terrell was bad. I didn't get my spook until, I think, 2 weeks after Terrell got his spook. We were smoking outside. I remember my sister was like, are you done, bruh? Are you done, Kelly? She said, are you done? I feel like she was standing all the way over there. I said, I'm good. And it was my boy. It was me, Kelly, Aaron, and I forget who else. But I remember Aaron saying, you good, bro? You good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Look, I said, all right, bro. Dapped him up, went in the crib, and I forget what I did to get down. But I remember the next time I seen Aaron was like, you was tweaking. But damn, I'm so far removed from those days. One question I do want to ask it is by Nelly. Shout out to her. She put, congrats on 200th episode. Thank you, Nelly. I've been watching you guys since the reactions in the basement, and it's amazing to see where you are now. The question I have for you guys comes from myself as a Lady Niner. Shout out to the Lady Nine, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And they getting bigger. Anyway, will you guys do more reviews and reactions on female artists? I know Beyonce gets light, but I would love to see you guys react to more female artists on the Patreon. Again, congratulations from the Realest Nine. Really appreciate that.
That is actually, that's something that we should do. It just comes with more female artists, normally comes with more R&B, or we just have to tap into some of the pussy rap that isn't necessarily our core, but as we can see, there's a market for that. There's people that want us to do more female artists, and I think that we have an obligation to at least try. What I'll tell you guys is, it is like Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki. They get the guaranteed review from us because of how big they are, but it's definitely artists that we should definitely tap into and do more reactions from them, because that's an opportunity in our growth. For most of our I think our audience is 89% male.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know about that. I feel like we up there with the Lady Nine, but I'll say this. I'm laughing at Ella drinking that water and thinking that we can hear, but I don't think we can.
No, I don't think we can either.
But I do think Ellie, is it
Terrance,
good?
let
Ellie?
her drink. Just keep going. I don't feel like she can. I don't feel like we'll hear it.
All right, bet. I do think with the emergence of all of the female MCs, it would have been nice. Woman MCs, let me say that. Even though she said on a female artist. I do think with all of the new women MCs, Glorilla, like even Sexy Red, I do feel like when we put all of the, like you said, pussy raps, if we're able to put our mindset aside and look at the art form for the men, maybe we can do the same with the women and not be so, oh, she just talking about this and that. Because if it is an art form, like they said, and like you said, the world is changing. I think this question does open my eyes a little bit more to like, okay, bet, maybe we can do more of the women music. Like that Yeah Glow joint. That's in my top 5 songs of the year so far. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah Glow, that's in one of my top 5 songs of the year.
I feel
my
like
favorites.
don't put it in a box though, because think about like the
And I'm not.
Jasmine Sullivan's who dropped a crazy album, or
Okay, yeah.
the Victoria Monet who dropped a great album that we just never did a project for. The Beyonce
Jaguar 2. And I fucked with Jaguar 1.
Like I would have loved to have a On My Mama reaction or hear that for the first time on cam. So we definitely have an opportunity to grow, and it's definitely something that gives me hope for the future. Especially the Beyonce video for Cowboy Carter made me feel like, all right, bet we should definitely be doing a little bit more, maybe even more R&B I gotta listen to.
Nah, yeah. 100%.
I got one for you from Kyle B. He got a 2-parter. The nigga wrote so much that I don't want to just skip over it. He said, what's up, Terrance? What's up, Terrell and Terrance? Congrats on 200 episodes. 2-parter question. The first question is, do you see yourself transitioning to another art form of media, Twitch, Twitter, examples like Sean C. and Dante, or do you want to focus more on reinvesting, elevating the current podcast Patreon uploads? Examples are like Joe Budden, Nori, or Drink Champ. So I think we kind of covered that for the most part. What we talked about, Twitch is something that we definitely will look into, but we definitely want to elevate the Patreon and continue to grow the Patreon. We definitely want to continue to grow the podcast, but also start the streaming journey as well. Yeah. Because that could be the avenue that really blow up. At the end of the day, y'all, everybody's trying to make money. There's nobody that works a job for free. There's nobody that's doing what they do just because fuck it.
Yeah.
Even the rappers that rap, even the football players that play, they want big contracts.
Yeah.
So we definitely looking for ways. We both got little ones, one on the way. We definitely looking for that future securing opportunity. And in this game, as a content creator, you have to adapt.
Yeah. And you got to also make sure that you can keep what you quit your job for going while you're trying the next thing. A lot of y'all don't think about that. You want to quit your job and do a business where maybe you paint portraits, right? Let's say you actually get to the point where your portraits are making enough money for you to quit. And maybe you want to now do something else, do something different. Maybe you want to stream after doing a painting. Well, guess what? You have to keep painting while figuring out the streaming.
Yeah.
You can't just say, all right, bet I'm going to go ahead and just take all of my painting customers and we're going to go over here, because it don't always transition like that. Especially when you quit your job.
Facts.
You could always switch a side hustle.
Yep.
Some of us know people who always got a different side hustle, and then one of them ends up sticking.
Yeah.
So
his second part of his question was, seeing where you are now, is there anything you wish you did earlier in the process that you do today? With you all starting a podcast years ago, reactions even earlier, it'd be cool to see if there were improvements you all made behind the scenes, pre-production, things that you do today that you didn't do at the beginning. We are a lot more prepared for shit to hit the fan. Meaning we invested in there's little things like having more cables, better mics, better lights, things like that to just take our production value up. We invested in new cameras. In the beginning, I wouldn't say it was something that we should do different, because I think we've always done what was the best option that we could afford.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If I was rich, we would have our own sound stage that was always there that we could always go to. And I would have a camera that was 360 that would literally go around us as we did the reaction sometimes. I don't know, something creative like that. Like, I would love to be able to incorporate, my dream would be to be able to incorporate like stage lighting into and do like live shit.
Nah, yeah. It's a pretty known thing how much you both have impacted / influenced the YouTube community, the reaction community, and now taking strides in the pod community. With that being said, when it comes to your channel's potential, do you guys prefer the intimacy of where you are now, considering you have personal lives and families? Do you like the small family you've built? Or do you still aspire to climb in growth, notoriety, and impact? I ask because I feel like the quality, the versatility, and the style of content has only trended upwards since the basement days. So I'm curious to know what stops y'all from more frequent outputs that would no doubt take you into the stratosphere quickly. Peace, a long time Niner. I think that's a good question, and I think we do have the potential, and we kind of seeing it now.
With the output now. It's crazy because she asked that in October of last year, where shit was kind of shaky. We was putting out 2 videos on Patreon, like 2 or 3 videos on Patreon.
Nah, yeah.
But you go ahead and answer first. I answer second.
I think we do feel very comfortable with the personal lives that we live. I think we definitely have created a space where we don't have to go. I don't got to say, damn, in order for this to be successful, I got to go to Houston and collab with this person. I got to go to New York, collab with this person. Or I do think we've made it so that me and him can work when we want, how we want. And I would definitely say I love the intimacy of this. I think we could have way more people involved. And when you talk about the potential and the upward trend, I definitely think y'all have seen the camera quality get better and the actual content get better. But I think we want to get better as far as, the team. We want to expand there, getting more people. So a lot of y'all don't know this. Should I say this? Or you can maybe put a pin in this. But shout out to our editor. We do not put up all of our videos ourselves. My man Leo, shout out.
Yes,
Never said his name here, but Leo is the guy behind all of the edits. He's that dude. That's not me and Terrell doing that.
Yeah, all the uptick that y'all saw from our social media with TikTok and YouTube Shorts and IG, we had to hire an editor because it was just getting too tough to manage everything. So we definitely want to grow as a team. So as far as the notoriety piece and that first question of like the intimacy of now, I love this. You know what I'm saying? And I love the time that I have to spend like with my family, with my fiance and son. And I do fear that
More notoriety,
more growth, more fame means like, because I see people like Drewski who used to just be in his neighborhood making skits and stuff, and now he's in Miami this week, he's in Vegas this week, he's in LA this week. I'm like, damn, I would hate to be away from my family all the time, you know?
Yeah. It
Like-
would have to be on your own thing.
So, but I battle it because with more money means you do got to go more places and stuff. So,
Nah, yeah. And more notoriety definitely means more problems. More money, more problems. I believe in that tenfold.
100%.
So.
but that's a great question because, you know, it's something that we still are answering to this day.
Nah, 100%. And it's definitely something that we done, I feel like, already acted on that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Trying to figure out what's a bigger and better way to get, you know what I'm saying, the realest nine bigger.
And, you know, we're not going to answer any more questions this time, but I do want to give a shout out to everybody that has tuned in to this podcast over the last 200 episodes, 4 years. People that didn't have shit to listen to in the pandemic that started with us and is still here. We don't take this shit for granted, man. We live a lucky life, believe it or not. To be able to do this for a living,
Definitely.
being able to listen to this music, I got to go home and edit the Drake. Like, it is truly a blessing. And
really
we wouldn't
is.
have it if it wasn't for y'all.
If it wasn't for the realest nine, that's who built us, man. The realest nine, we would not be doing what we doing without y'all. Every person that asks questions, I'm telling you, we reading all of them. And like Terrell said, we're gonna try to leave that post up just so we can revisit. And shout out to Candace. Candace has been big behind us doing the questionnaire. Y'all need to
it's
do
her
a
fault.
Q&A.
Not her fault, but she's the reason why.
She's a big reason why. But yeah, shout out to everybody on the realest nine, man. That's been supporting us. Terrell, you got the volume on us?
Yes, sir.
Everybody that listens to this podcast, shout out to you. The podcast is growing. We don't have 100,000 subscribers yet, so you should feel special. I've always felt special when I was a part of the first.
Yeah.
And 200 episodes up, and I feel like we still getting started, so.
Nah, yeah. And that's going to wrap it up for episode
200. 200. This was a personal episode. Shout out to y'all.
It's getting hot outside. We might got more diss records. Pray for our sleep.
Put your parlays in.
Next time.
I'm cashing 5,000 tonight. Fuck that.
I would love to see it.
Mallory Bros Discord. Look out for it. 150.